Hey everyone, welcome. Today's show is brought to you by our sponsors, Tenga. We've been loving Tenga for a long time and loving ourselves because what they got is just been making us feel just great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're moaning and groaning anywhere we go, on the go, just loving it. And
woo, baby!
You can get something for yourself. If you're over 18, you can get whatever you want at Tenga's website. Just click the link below, and you get a special discount offer code Mega64. Because guess what? I am going to say, a lot of times I try to play these plugs as clean as I can. Yeah. Not today. They inform me.
Yeah.
I hope this doesn't, can I say this in the first 30 seconds?
Yeah.
It's Masturbation May. I was told. And so.
Hold on.
I can't believe you said that.
What is that?
It's the day, month that.
The whole month?
You got to let her rip. You know?
What do I rip?
Well, actually, honestly, I'm glad you're asking.
How does that play into this plug? I don't connect.
Actually, it ties into a bigger thing I wanted to talk about. So let's just get into it. Thank you to our sponsor, Tenga.
Yeah, thank you.
It is Masturbation Month. Jerk yourself off because I found something out so upsetting. I guess I might as well just launch into this now.
Yeah.
Where'd the problem arise?
There's a Halo series.
Yeah.
And I don't know if have you guys heard what happened in it?
No, but Becca's watching the show, should be concerned.
Yes.
Speaking of jerking off.
Not only did they show Master Chief, I'm not joking here. Not only did they show Master Chief's face, he's just without a helmet now.
Yeah.
Okay.
They showed
him
in this latest episode.
They cast John.
He in this latest episode, he was bare ass and lost his virginity.
He lost his virginity.
I'm not joking. He was bare ass.
I'm with Garrett. How old is he?
Yeah, how old is he?
He's probably our age.
But how did he didn't give it up?
He was raised to be a soldier. He's not supposed to do stuff like that. So guess what happened? I haven't watched the whole, so I'm piecing this together.
Yeah,
but I
thought he would
think he was seduced by there's I guess a woman in the show, but I think
Cortana.
Sorry if I'm spoiling it, but
no,
I think she was. I think she's like a Covenant spy.
An AI.
And she seduced him into in the heinous act of cessing.
They got those mandrels, dude. The Covenant have mandrels.
Sorry, everybody. We're going to be talking about this for the next hour.
Yeah, I don't know what else we want to discuss.
First of all, Master Chief has never had sex.
No, that's why he's so when he's in the battle.
He's a demon.
It's all backed up to his brain.
Why the fuck would he?
Demon.
Why are you trying to save the universe if you've never had sex?
Doesn't it make sense?
What are you
Incels
saving?
are the worst shooters, dude.
What?
Got you there. Checkmate.
The worst.
No,
dude,
you know what I'm saying, dude?
I just don't get it. He's so sexy. Everybody wants Master Chief. What's the problem? It took so long.
I don't think that.
Have you heard his voice? Oh, Cortana.
Yeah.
I don't think a Covenant spy should have, been the victor of that prize.
Hey,
he's the most.
I could be wrong. I mean, I'm not watching it.
You know what?
I'm not. Maybe
I'm going to come out the gate right now. This is bullshit.
Okay.
This will be retconned. Mark my words.
I hope so.
Master Chief.
He didn't finish, probably.
Yeah.
So it doesn't count.
Yeah, they'll say he didn't get it done.
He didn't. He didn't give her his flood.
Master Chief lost his virginity
Plasma rifle
when he was 19. Fuck it.
In boot camp, probably.
16. Yeah. No, I don't know. Whenever. But not 40, 45, whatever he is now.
Listen, I'm not even on that side of it. He should have never had sex back then or now. Master Chief was raised specifically to be a soldier. He's part of the Spartan program.
He's
so I don't think that should be involved at all. And that's that. I think it shouldn't even enter the equation.
I disagree. I
it's like the Jedi, dude. They can't be banging.
I think Spartans and soldiers, and especially in the Halo universe, should be the horniest.
Okay.
Most
Starship Troopers level?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yeah. Probably my inspiration because that was one of my favorite films when I was younger.
Totally into that.
Well, not mine because, I was Catholic.
They saw that movie and it's no longer.
How did that happen?
How'd that happen? Here's the thing. My thought on it.
I need soldiers going into battle with raging erections. Go ahead. Share your thoughts on it,
Master Chief
Sure.
is allowed to fuck in my book.
Okay.
I just don't need to see it or hear about it.
Well,
you know, like
Well,
I
you
don't
just
need,
see butt cheeks.
When you make the Halo show, that's not required. You don't need to add the banging.
Look, we're
I
trying to
don't
make art here.
Yeah.
Okay, we're trying to
good point.
create something worthwhile.
think. Okay.
So we're gonna have to talk about it.
All
Yeah.
I'm saying is he should have stuck to it's called Masturbation May. If you got to take care of that, take care of it on your own.
I mean,
Don't
it's in
do
his
it in the
name.
series. But
Master Chief.
now he's bare ass banging throughout the show. I just wanted to see him fight the Covenant, dude. I just wanted to see a
What if
Needler.
Master Chief was jacking it into a Tenga egg? That would be a show.
yeah, that'd be fine.
That
But
would
like
be a good
he
show.
just that he's the soldier. He's committed to that. He gets
Yeah.
it done and he moves on. But now he's banging.
You know what?
Masturbation
Now
chief.
He's getting all in there.
Rocco, you just blew my mind. You're right. I think I've done a full 180 on my position just over the course of
Thank
this
you.
conversation.
Thank
No
you.
way.
Now that I think about it, we don't need no sex in my Halo
This is
show.
all I've been saying.
In our
we,
Halo.
got, we got enough sex on Earth. Like, do something different in space.
Why are we trying to make Game of Thrones?
Exactly.
That already
Thank
exists.
you. Thank you.
We don't need no boobs and butts in Halo.
Well,
it's about the needler.
Halo 4 Cortana was their best design. So let's not.
You're
let's
telling me
not-
that
It
they
was out
had
there.
Cortana be practically naked in Halo 4 and he's a virgin, has to look at that every day? That's not fair.
But that's what's cool is he
That's
doesn't.
what
he doesn't
fuels
care.
his-
that's
He's like,
what's
That
cool.
fuels his
Is
masturbation.
the warthog?
Yeah.
Is the warthog in the show? Have they shown the warthog? Because why are we showing?
They
Master
showed his
Chief's-
war dog.
Why are we showing Master Chief's ass if you're not even getting to
Oh,
the
no.
if you haven't run out of stuff to show from the game?
Yeah, I watched maybe 3/4 of the first episode and I couldn't finish it.
Couldn't do it.
It was
Yeah.
good. It was like
Well, yeah.
they kept doing all this edgy shit. Like they kicked open a door and there was a bunch of kids in there, and the aliens just like mowed them down. And I thought like, no one here cares.
Young
No one's minding the shop on this one. All I'm saying is he should have stayed. He should have stayed masturbation chief.
Yeah, and kept the helmet on. Number
Yeah,
one.
Did he?
yeah.
Yeah.
You don't take the
I
helmet
hope he
off.
wore another kind of helmet.
That's what he
Who
better
let
have.
the aliens near those kids?
They,
Fire that.
they're all
person.
hiding. They're hiding in the village or whatever, and then the Covenant shows up.
No.
That's your
and
problem.
it's like so trying to be like Mortal Kombat level gory, and then they kick open a door where all the kids were hiding.
No.
and,
no.
and then it's like, and it's like, oh no, that's
Kind
really
of-
bad.
Was it a ripper? Was it a grenade
no
launcher?
Russian kids. What?
Was it a Covenant grenade launcher, a ripper, or anything? Was it a cool gun at least?
The gun, yeah, that was dope.
oh, okay. That's
they did.
Because
I
that's
think
what
it
I
was-
want. I want
They used
cool.
the needler. They did
I don't want to see
needle
butt
Yeah.
cheeks. I want to see cool guns.
Yeah, that's what I want. That's
I want
all
you
I'm
to
saying.
needle a child
That's
at
all I'm
point blank
saying.
range.
You don't have to make everything sex, dude. So anyway,
This show sounds terrible.
Sounds great.
Sounds like a bad
all
show.
I'm saying is masturbation May. Anyway, thanks for watching tonight, guys. We are. Oh, I didn't even say theme song.
Hello.
Yo,
We're back.
What's up? Welcome everybody. I don't know what we're doing here. We've been gone so long. I don't
feel
even
like-
know where the fuck my brain is anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know where to
I'm
start.
definitely out of the podcast group.
How many podcasts have we done?
Well, we've done six. This is, I think, 645.
Jesus Christ.
But-
That doesn't count other ones we've been on either. I mean,
645.
Yeah,
podcasts.
but I think the last time we had like a regular podcast on the regular hot Sunday night, that was like a month and a half ago.
was that
or
like
something.
before PAX?
Way before
East?
PAX. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was. Yeah.
yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a very long time, so it feels
So,
good to be
buckle
back
up.
here. But also, I'm maybe a little rusty.
Get ready for a ride.
Yeah, let's catch everybody up on the past month of what's been happening for Mega64, going all the way back to PAX East. Who wants to spill the beans?
Can I read a real quick thing that might
Sure.
set this off?
Okay.
I don't know.
Set us
well,
off.
So a bunch of us did PAX East. Derek and Sean were not at PAX East. They went to Derek and Sean went to another event after.
That has nothing to do.
That has nothing to do with
We'll
this.
get to that.
That has nothing to do with this. This is excess info.
Just didn't
But-
go to PAX East. Wouldn't be caught dead with all the smelly nerds at PAX East. Go ahead and continue, Rocco.
No, but
Hey, I took some big sniffs, man.
But I went there and recorded a podcast with the other guys there, and got griefed in the comments. Why is everyone wearing a mask? And I tweeted this. people love to grief us when we're wearing masks on our podcast or at events. And I'll reiterate that I don't enjoy wearing one, but the truth is I get sick at events all the time. I got sick after every PAX. I didn't this time at all. It kicks ass. And then the second part of the tweet was, despite all the stuff we did over the last couple of years, including a national tour, nobody at our studio ever got COVID. Ha 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 ha. We rule. I tweeted that and sent my friends to their doom.
I didn't know this information.
Rocco
fucked up
tweeted
tweet, bro.
this back. Yes, Rocco.
I didn't know you tweeted that.
I didn't know
He
you jinxed us.
He tweeted this. I was at my house in
He
San Diego,
fucking jinxed
and I
us.
looked at it. Don't fucking say that. Why would he say that? Why would you tweet that? Oh, don't even say that out loud. Don't even think that.
I had more than one person tell me I wouldn't tweet that yet.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tweet that ever, personally.
I was just
Icarus
up
flew
tweet.
I
close to the
was
sun.
I was
Why would
happy.
you laugh at people who got COVID?
I was happy that we had been playing it safe and were rewarded for doing so. I was
Yeah.
happy. It was again in response to people constantly griefing us for wearing masks,
Which
and I
was the
happy
events-
that we had. What's that?
I will say wearing a mask at the event was mandatory
Yeah.
for being at the event.
Yes.
Well, because you're in liberal California.
So there, no, we were in Boston.
I'm joking.
Oh,
That's what people
okay.
are saying.
Yeah.
I know where it's at.
yeah.
Yeah, but I did get a lot of those comments too that were like, "Oh, look at Californians, they're always behind." I'm like, yeah, PAX East in California, they're really behind.
Well, you don't let people suck you into their negativity. Just
Sure.
because they're
Yeah.
shitty to you, don't be shitty back, because that's not a good tweet to put out.
I didn't think that was a shitty or negative tweet.
Oh, that tweet made me.
I don't see that.
A little bit, kind of laughing at people like, ha 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 ha, we didn't get it. But, you know, a lot of people did get it and probably feel bad about it,
Oh, well.
which I feel like is maybe what is shitty about it.
Well, I
But
guess that leads us into who got it.
Oh, someone got it?
I think, should I be the first to say?
Yes. Yeah.
I did come down with the COVID virus on my way back from PAX East.
yeah, not just you, like
else?
everyone here.
Yeah.
Not me.
Not Rocco.
Not Rocco.
Miraculously, this motherfucker's immune system is like the winner of the Creator Clash, dodging left and right.
I don't remember who I texted this to, but I was at PAX East a couple of the days, and then I left for Florida, did a few things in Florida, went to North Carolina, did a few things there. I was on way more flights than anyone,
Yeah.
way more places. And
You went to way more public areas.
Yes, and events that I was going into was like, oh my god, like I am the only one with a mask here. Like, okay, lots of things like that. It was like a sweat orgy in Florida, and I literally messaged someone at some point. I was like, I'm feeling like if I don't get infected on this trip, that I have to. I'm like the second. I'm like Neo, or some shit.
You are.
Well, guess what?
The chosen one guy.
Johnny on Tuesday put all the bullets. Stop
Johnny
right
on
there.
Tuesday put all the COVID germs,
Yeah,
The little-
they
He's
act like,
dodging.
but they act like bullets.
the red stars.
Sean,
Anyways,
you look disappointed in
enough
Rocco's
about
boasting.
Rocco,
yeah.
his immunity.
Rocco's boasting looks like it bums you out.
Yeah, 4 out of 6 people in this room did get COVID
Yes.
returning from PAX. And I think, to Rocco's points, for everybody who talks shit on people in Mega64 wondering why we were wearing masks, we were trying
Trying to keep production
to avoid catching COVID.
Dude.
But, you
Yeah.
know, try as we might.
I was
mean,
going so many different places.
What a pain in the ass it was.
Yeah, I didn't want to risk even with COVID out of the picture. I didn't want to get sick during the 8 things that we were like going to do. You know,
So
Yeah.
let's talk about the people who did get COVID.
Yeah.
Share your. I also, by the way, did not get COVID. I don't know how. The following week after PAX, Sean and I, and we stayed home from PAX. We traveled to North Carolina for the limited run store grand opening,
was awesome.
which we'll talk about
Yeah.
coming up in a few minutes. Sean caught it on that trip.
I think.
I did not.
Yeah,
I did
that's the
not.
weird thing is that
Oh,
But
yeah,
that's
we
the thing-
don't know
that's
where
the
you
thing
a lot
is,
of theories.
We have no
Yeah.
idea. And that's the thing is like, fucking got it. I fucking got. And as people are well aware on this podcast, I was
the most
fucking
paranoid about it.
terrified
Yeah.
of this. I was so scared. And so
What was the big fear? Like long-term effects?
long-term effects, giving it to my family.
And
a lot.
also just a feeling of failure.
Yeah, I honestly,
Just after 2 years of trying
I
to not
feel
get
like
COVID,
there's a
you got
cool
COVID.
club of people who didn't get COVID, and I was a part of it.
Fucking
and
Disney
then I
pimps
took
over there
this
in the cool club.
test, and I looked at it, and like I sort of okay, negative, like I thought, cool. And then I looked again, and I was like, I hold up to the sunlight, like I think there's a fucking line here. I think there's a line,
Dude, I saw
And I
that
show
line.
it to Jenny, and she's like with her flashlight on her phone, like, yeah, that's a line. I think there's a line there. And it's like any line, you have it. And I was like, I'm going to act like I do have it. I'm going to go to the garage, do whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'll take a test tomorrow and then we'll see. And then I took the test the next day and it was like a fucking Sharpie. Like, yeah, you fucking got it, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Like,
You felt like you were being as careful as you have been for the last 2 years? Because I certainly did.
yeah.
You know, we did the tour, came out unscathed. I even feel like, man, if I ever got loosey-goosey with my rules, it was on the tour.
You know,
Sometimes the places that eat were like limited, so it's like,
Yeah.
fuck, we're in
Well,
a crowded bar.
Can I ask, where do you think on this trip, do you think you caught it in Boston, or do you think you
Airplane.
got it on the airplane?
I am like certain that because we were so safe all through the con, the expo was run exceptionally well, and then I got on an airplane where people were like celebrating that they don't have to wear masks.
Dude, yeah, that we should say, like, we started traveling right at the apex of that.
Of the lifting, it's optional now.
where people were like whooping and applauding on
Yeah.
flights. You don't have to wear it.
The first day we flew to Boston was the first day that the FAA had dropped the mask mandate in the cabin.
It was literally the first
So
day.
when
How
they
did that feel?
announced that,
How did that feel?
I didn't really think about it because I didn't know. I don't pay attention to any of this shit. So I didn't know that was the fact flying to Boston. I was just excited to go work PAX. And it went off without a hitch.
They didn't
and then,
announce it like on your plane or anything?
No, but then on the way back, I think is when I heard about it because Johnny was next to an enthusiastic woman who
Yeah. Johnny
Very
was
happy.
messaging me, I think, when that happened.
she
Johnny,
didn't
what
have to
happened
wear
with
a
you?
mask.
What happened with you?
Oh yeah, it was just these two women,
You
no
can cut to
mask.
yourself.
Oh shit, whatever.
you don't
and,
have
and they
to.
just started clapping when the woman was like, "We can see your smiling faces now." Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah, they kept like framing it that way. Want to see your smiling faces. It was like, cool.
Finally.
And like, oh, yeah.
I was gonna say, with my plane situation, you know, Derek sat next to me from the first flight. Like, I double masked N95, Mega64 mask. I'm eating snacks and drinks, like, you know, like so fucking scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a geek.
I think that's what got
I
me.
know.
Let me say this.
I think my geek ass was
me
eating.
sitting right next to Sean. Yeah, I'll take some pretzels.
We're good to go. Let me say this though.
Yeah.
I don't know if this has anything to do with anything. When I was in like Florida and all kinds of stuff, I had one. Anytime I was like cramped up with a bunch of people, I put it on. But for a lot of it, I didn't. But on the flights, I never take that shit off at all. I was wrapped up like a mummy on those.
That's
flights.
where I think I got
I
was snacking.
because I just remember over the course of 2020, I follow a music video director that's like, I continued to travel during this year and I never got anything. And I think something has to do with when I'm on a plane, I refuse the snacks, the drinks, everything, and I stay whatever. So I was like, I can be whatever on these other things, but on the plane, I sleep on flights anyway. So I'm like, I'm gonna sleep and not ever, So I don't know. Maybe that saved me. I
don't know.
I'm not sure.
Real quick story about my flight home.
Yeah.
We're flying from North Carolina to LAX, and there was a dude there who was like, hey, first off, I have a window seat, and as anyone in this room knows, that's all I fucking want is the window seat. I don't like flying. I like to look out the window and just like, I don't know why. I fucking hate flying. That makes me feel better.
It's the best spot. What do you mean you don't know why?
Well, I don't know. But anyways, I have the window seat and I'm fucking amped. I bought these $40 headphones to like watch my movie on the seat because I'm flying Delta and they have like the screen in the seats, which I fucking love. And so this guy's like, hey, it's my wife's, we got married, it's our honeymoon. Like, is there any way you could switch seats? And I look over and then her seat is next to Derek. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
you know what? Like, I'll get rid of my window seat and I'll give this couple who are celebrating their honeymoon, I'll move for them.
Big ask, but you did the
I
right
know,
thing.
I did it. And whatever. The guy was like, I'll pay you. I'm like, no.
They had already asked me. I said no.
Derek, I wasn't going to add that part of the story. I wasn't.
Okay, 'cause in my
Yeah.
legitimately in my head,
I watched this all go down.
Sure
That's
did.
on you, bro.
in my head as you were telling this, I was like, I would have absolutely refused. I am that person on the plane where it's like, it's assigned, it's done, I'm not moving. And I was like, but I've already come off like an asshole once during this podcast, so I won't. And then Derek's like,
I was
I'm
not.
Team Derek on that. I'm Team
definitely
Derek.
happened. Yes, Derek first. I wasn't going to mention this part of the story.
I wasn't rude about it.
No,
I
no.
mean, I tried to be polite.
No,
you did.
First of all, I walked up to my seat, not to hijack your story. They were mid conversation with the guy in my row, explaining it to him, and that guy's like, sorry, no.
Yeah.
So then it was real easy for me because I'm just walking up and the guy turns to me and goes, well, I guess I'll say the same thing to you. We're on a honeymoon and we're just wondering, blah, blah, blah. Can we take your seat so we can sit together? And I was like, sorry, I don't really want to do that. And they're like, okay, fine. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no big deal.
So then I just felt bad. I was just sitting in my seat like, yeah, I love this seat, but I can send it to Derek. That's fine. Okay, I'll do it. So then I tell him, guys, very thankful, whatever. And I sit down, get my new $40 headphones that I paid for at the airport, plug it in.
What's
and
up
I-
with the
do that?
cost being 40? That's a significant thing.
It is for me because it's a lot of money for spend
why-
on fucking headphones.
Why did you do that?
But you
Because
have,
it's
you
a-
have AirPods, so why? Yeah, why?
No,
do
because
that?
it's the screen in the seat, and that doesn't work with the fucking. You have to have like.
yeah, don't watch stuff on that.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up! I like to do it. That's what
I
I,
knew we were-
fucking like.
I knew we were leading them
Sean,
down.
will tell you all about the
yeah.
screens in planes when you go flying.
I like
But
the screen on the plane.
Here's
too.
the thing: is
yeah.
you don't yuck my yum. I fucking like
Oh,
it.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Anyways.
But if there's not the screen, I watch Sean try to make something.
Oh, I make it.
yeah.
every day. Like
I enjoy it.
I now
it's
bring.
fun how he always MacGyvers something into.
Honestly,
like,
next time I do it, I would take a picture, but I can't because my phone's being used. But it's impressive the things I've done to make a screen for myself. Anyways,
He's got like hair ties and wire.
yeah, I
hangers.
seriously do have like whatever. So I sit down in the seat and then I plug my headphones in, and I have the one screen on the entire plane now that does not work.
That happened to me
Oh,
on the way.
God.
That happened to me on the way to Boston.
That lady's seat just so happened it didn't work. So I'm like, oh, to the steward, the flight attendant, excuse me, hi, mine is not working. Oh, we'll reset it for you, no problem. I'm like, okay, thanks. And then like 10 minutes later, I'm like, oh yeah, it's still not working. Oh, we'll reset it for you. Okay, they said okay. And then I just like, it's not happening. Anyways, so I didn't have my screen.
Damn.
Then
Wasted
the
40
guy.
bucks.
Speaking of wasted, the guy next to me drank. I'm gonna guess 15 of those little alcohol bottles.
Oh.
And then passes out. And I'm gonna use Garrett as an example. Garrett, you're me, and this is the guy. Passed
Mouth
out.
open.
Oh, that's where you got it.
Mouth open.
Oh,
Mouth-
that's where you got
mouth
it. That is where you got
open.
it.
And I'm just
Reeking.
like now sealing my mask in like this, just like I don't know what to do.
Was he nervous flyer?
Anyways,
Wow.
was it that guy? Was it somewhere else? I don't know, but that is
I can
flying in
reassure.
a fucking pandemic.
Let's reassure the audience now that all of us that got it, we had super mild symptoms.
Yes, that is.
And the real like shitty fucking part of it was like stopping production on what we were working on here for like 2 weeks or whatever.
I felt terrible for several reasons. Like I was already gone on this little trip,
Yeah.
and then I told my family, okay, I'm coming home, and like the second I got home was when I was
Oh.
like, I took that first negative test, and then I was like, I don't know, so I still separated just in case,
Yeah.
and then I ended up having it. So like I was in the garage. I was in my garage during the day, and at night I was in the bedroom because Jenny just said like, you just have the bedroom all you want, and then the garage I'll stay on the couch. So she sacrificed that for me, which is very nice. So I had like the best case scenario, honestly, because I had like everything I needed in the garage. I would open the garage up during the day. Like me and the girls, because they miss me, we were like playing soccer back and forth because like I'm just kicking the ball, I'm not touching anything. Like it was, Jenny kept bringing me like, here's In-N-Out today. Oh, here's some pizza here. So I was like being spoiled, honestly. But like it just, I think the mental toll of it was really. I couldn't sleep because I think I was so scared that I'm like, I can't believe I fucking have COVID. I can't believe I fucking have this thing.
I was like pleasantly surprised that like, yo, I had one night of like achy muscles, sore muscles.
Yeah.
And that was the only symptom. And I know that was the symptom I had when I got my booster too. So it was like that same feeling.
That's interesting.
But that was like 24 hours. Didn't affect my breathing. I was so paranoid about my
you have
asthma
asthma,
and
yeah.
everything. Yeah. Didn't affect my breathing at all or do anything else.
That's good because I know you were kind of worried about that. If that,
The shitty thing is, it's like, man, I got back from Boston and it was my anniversary with Trish. So I, of course, gave it to her, and she's pissed off for like
Happy
the whole
anniversary.
2 weeks or whatever that we're isolated. Or it wasn't 2 weeks. I think taking so many of those fucking stupid tests is waiting for the negative. I probably tested for like 7 days until it was like, okay, you're negative.
There was a calculator on the CDC website where it's like you took your first positive test this day, and then tells you what to do like there on like on the calendar, which was helpful. Which
I just kept taking the test. I had a bunch of them.
Yeah,
I hadn't used any before this.
I was just so thankful that I didn't give it to anyone in my family. Like that was my
that.
biggest fear. And so it was like, it sucks that it happened. I wish it didn't happen. But if I had it was best case scenario where like the garage was like the perfect temperature, never hot or cold. It was just comfortable.
I beat
And
the
then
Bloodborne DLC.
I watched the HBO show
That was
Winning
something.
Time, which was fucking great. I probably wouldn't have watched it otherwise. I don't know. Like, it sucked, but I'm just so glad that like I was taken care of. Like Jenny took care of me, and then like I felt
I didn't
okay.
get that.
Oh.
Once I gave it to her, the care was cut off.
Oh, she was mad at you.
Yeah. So pissed off. I mean, now there's protocol. She's like, yo, when you get back from Anime Expo, you're staying in the garage. You're gonna, I'm like, I'm not flying to Anime Expo. We're just driving. She's like, I don't care.
Right, well, fair enough.
You're gonna test 48 hours negative. I don't know if we're holding to
the
that.
only positive. Well, besides,
Well, I like coming out on the other side and having it be so mild. I feel like it shed a lot of light on
and
it.
that also was like, I'm so glad I got this fucking vaccine. And like back in the day when Rocco, we had that scare back in December of 2020.
Yeah.
After filming Todd and Aaron.
Yeah.
I was way more scared because that was before anyone had a vaccine.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that sucked. But this time it's like everyone in my family is vaccinated. I'm okay. And I was fine. I feel like I had a cold for one day and that was it. Like it was so health-wise nothing.
there was also just so much less info, and also just a lot of crazy info flying around in that year.
Yeah.
it was just a bad time. So it was a lot scarier then. But yeah.
So this was a best case scenario. Is like, I get it this way.
Yeah, like I
Get it
know
out and get it over with, and like
a couple other people here, I think, were stuck in the room, and that really, I feel like I didn't
That
have it
sucked.
that bad.
that would suck.
Yeah.
I had to stay in the guest room, but
You stayed-
that was fine.
But how you would stay like? What'd you have in
7
there
days
for
though,
yourself,
right?
like to keep yourself occupied?
A laptop.
That was
easy.
it. Oh, you weren't going crazy in there?
No. I don't go crazy in those situations. I don't you could put me in a room with a padded cell and I'd be fine.
Whoa. Okay.
Kevin,
There you have it.
10 years standing on my head. That's nothing.
I rarely get bored, so
Man, yeah.
The Bouchon Shake redemption. Right there.
Even like my setup was great. The way that the garage and the having to sleep in the bed, and it was great. But like even that's I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. Like I was just like over it after a certain point.
Like continue working. That's like
yeah.
I was gonna say, Kevin, and also you're underselling it was your birthday.
Oh yeah, I tested positive the day before my birthday.
Yeah, it was
right.
your birthday. I remember.
But
that
either way,
sucks, Kevin.
I'm at an age where I'm like not super bummed about like,
Yeah.
my birthday.
Still though,
You don't need
that's
a
not
birthday
what
week?
you still had your birthday in the guest room with a laptop. That's not the best thing to do.
Well,
Kinda sounds
so thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
It was, I know some people were feeling weird, like, should we talk about it or not? But I think everybody out there really appreciates knowing
Definitely.
Yeah.
what's going on with us. And hopefully they'll lay off in the future when you see us masking up, because me and Rocco are still innocently testing negative and could get it at any moment. You mentioned being in the cool club of never having caught it, but I don't feel like I'm in a cool club now, because now I feel like, one,
What if you're
it
immune?
feels way more contagious now because you're.
yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who.
I'm doing just the same amount of protocol as you guys. The fact
Yeah.
that I didn't get it, I attested just gamble. It
really
roll
is.
the
It
dice.
really is. You're right.
Because I mean, I was with my wife for like 5 days and she never got it. Like
Yeah.
kissing
Me
and
and
stuff like that,
Brian-
never.
Yeah,
never
4 out of
Brian
6
did the
people here got
PPS.
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And me and Rocker just happened to be the 2 out of 6 that didn't get it. But now for all these upcoming events,
Yeah.
I feel like, well, fuck. You guys are less likely to get it. I feel like I'm just waiting to punch my ticket at this
Yeah.
point.
It just sucks because
So-
it's this inconvenience of here's a surprise 7 days that you can't do anything you planned.
Where you feel fine, but you can't do
Exactly, and that's behind you guys, and it
yeah.
still is a threat looming.
It definitely
But you know
me.
what? Like another person that I know tested positive and they did not feel fine. And to me, it's like I would way rather just not, because like that person was so taken out by this, and they were
yeah.
boosted and everything. But it's like I don't know. I just still feel lucky, even though like I did get it, that like I didn't get fucked up. Thank God. Like that. Ugh.
Yeah, what's dangerous for me is in the back of my head, there's still this thing that, again, if you guys saw the shit I was at over the course
You're in
of that.
Florida. I can imagine.
And again, like I was going to events there and certain, doing some stuff that was just like I said, I just left like, fuck, I totally fucked myself coming here. Like I shouldn't have done this. I still have a thing in my head that's like, yo, if you didn't get it in that stretch of time, you will never get this.
I think
But I don't want to think that. That's a dangerous
shouldn't
thought.
say that.
Yeah,
could
exactly.
be-
Tweet that out.
There could be like a freak genetic thing happening, Rocco, where you have a immunity.
A
natural. I want to study it.
Honestly though,
Bodhi strain.
I really do wonder. There was one point a long time ago I did a test on with which antibodies or whatever. That was after my false positive or whatever at the end of 2020. But I would be curious what the deal is now, because I honestly think like, I did have a few bouts of like mega allergies, or at certain times over the last year. And I wonder if like maybe I had it and didn't know that, or something like that. So you never know.
I don't know.
But I'm going to be careful regardless.
Let's change
Extremely.
gears and talk about what we were doing when half of us caught COVID. Well, we can talk about both events. We can talk about PAX East, and then the following week, Sean, Rocco, and I going to North Carolina.
Yes.
I wasn't at PAX East. I have nothing to say.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, either. Go ahead.
But and to the people who were there,
Let's leave it to the pros.
yeah, let's hear it.
It was a blast that was like my first convention back since.
Because you didn't do PAX Prime.
I didn't do PAX Prime, and that
Yeah.
was like your guys' first one back.
Right.
So it was cool getting to like see a bunch of the people that I've missed for like almost 3 years.
Was there activity outside of the convention? Because at PAX Prime, that kind of wasn't the case.
No, that area around Boston's convention center has always been pretty sparse.
Right.
We've always talked about how
We've
like,
never had a ton of after con stuff
Yeah.
at PAX East.
and the city's developed in the 3 years that we haven't been there quite a bit in that
Yeah.
downtown harborfront area.
Oh, really?
So
you
there's
guys
some
would be
more food
surprised.
options, which is always what we're trying to find.
Yeah. So
Not
that
just Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool though. But some of our old haunts are not there. Again, we already knew Whiskey Priest and Atlantic Beer Garden were gone.
Atlantic
dude,
Beer Garden is
now-
like a skyscraper now.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's so built up over there. It's insane.
That's crazy.
But now this I'm glad you're all sitting down.
This is shocking.
Our favorite, our 7-Eleven is gone now too.
Is it really?
Yeah,
The
7-Eleven.
one shining light in the night.
Where many times you had to, your only choice was a taquito there. To
Or
eat.
like cup of noodles or
Yeah,
something.
that is gone. Yes.
What
Childhood
the
is gone.
fuck?
I know. But
But there's all kinds of shit. There's like a nice Trader Joe down there.
Oh, really?
Barbecue
Yeah.
place is still there. Never seen it open, but it's still there.
yeah.
Oh yeah, Trader Joe's.
I heard that too, Derek. No, but I was just gonna say, like places where you remember there always being construction, there's just a hotel there now. You know, it's like
Yeah.
it's like
Finished.
what happened? There used to be such a view here. Oh yeah, they were always working on something, and it's the Omni Hotel now. Or whatever.
Skyline's
Yeah.
totally different.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was kind of interesting. I did feel like it was more a little more back to normal than PAX in Seattle was, and I thought PAX in Seattle was actually fun. We talked about that when we went, where it was like, you discovered a lot more indie stuff than you would have before. This one was still like that. There were some bigger companies that showed up, but it still wasn't like Nintendo, Microsoft, whatever. But you could definitely tell the crowd at this one was like very happy for it to be back. And,
Definitely.
and there was
Very board game and like D&D focused.
yeah,
too.
yeah, man,
Like
that is taken.
analog stuff is almost taken
What
over.
would
half.
you, to the people who were there, say was the highlight of the convention? Other than Mega64,
Obviously,
and the
yeah.
Mega64 panel.
Yeah, we do have to get around that. All the I've mentioned before on here. I really I like a lot of the people who are involved in the new G4, and like all of them came.
They say
that was
hi
cool.
at the booth?
They did no, they did. Well, they did a panel. Some of them came by the booth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
I just came to PAX.
yeah. I'm trying to think of though other stuff
Well,
on
fuck,
the
it
show
really was
floor.
us then.
I was like really in and out kind of.
The
so-
show
were only
floor,
there for
as
like
far
a
as
one full day.
as far as like game vendors and just vending in general, it was about half, board game analog stuff, dice, cards, whatever.
Was the capacity
It was about half capacity.
Half of what you usually expect there.
But but that half capacity for safety, I believe, was sold out on single day
Interesting.
passes like Friday, Saturday.
The thing that I
good. It felt like
don't-
a good crowd.
The thing I don't like about bigger conventions like Comic-Con and to even PAX sometimes is the crowds. At the convention, it's okay. But outside of the convention, at the restaurants,
Yeah.
at the hotel,
Yeah.
on the everywhere you go, the crowds just kind of spill over.
Yeah.
So Comic-Con this year and even PAX Prime being less capacity made just the overall experience outside of the convention a little more enjoyable for me.
Definitely. And PAX East, even though it definitely had more people than West did,
Sure.
it didn't. That situation wasn't bad. Like I felt like we were able to go wherever we want. We were able to go to the tavern from 1770, whatever.
Oh,
Wait,
the
wait, wait.
and get Paul Revere's curry fries or whatever.
Oh,
No problem.
Paul Curry.
I do love that place.
Yeah, that place was really good.
I fell in love with the new waitress.
There's nothing
there,
worse
Sean.
than doing 8 hours on a convention
Johnny's
floor.
laughing, but it's true.
And you go to get dinner and it's like a 3-hour wait.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Yeah.
my life is fucked.
And it was
Fortunately, it wasn't
still
like that.
It was still because there's not that many options around that Boston Convention Center.
Yeah.
and the ones that are close by are totally slammed. So you got to Uber or get away from everything.
Would you do a convention if you weren't exhibiting just to attend?
No.
Yeah, there's certain ones. There's certain ones that I've still always wanted to cross off my list as an attendee. I've never
Really?
been.
Like what?
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to a Mag Fest. I've always wanted to go to
You could go to a MagFest.
I know I could. I know. But these are ones. There's another one that's a.
You know what I want to go to?
An
is-
anime con.
I would love to check out New York Comic Con just to see how it compares to San Diego
Johnny says
Comic Con.
sucks.
You think San Diego is better?
He hates the Jacob Javits Center.
New York Comic Con sucks ass.
You're the only person I've ever heard flat out say that. Everybody wants to pretend it's better than San Diego
All
Comic
the
Con.
cool actual Hollywood shit is at the San Diego one. And
Yeah.
there's none of that at the New York Comic Con.
Well, that's the stuff that I hate about the San Diego Comic Con.
Yeah, but imagine Comic Con without that. It would just be a boring convention.
I don't know. Sounds like a dream, actually.
WonderCon.
And Designer Con. which
Oh,
is like
yeah.
the Design Con. It's like all the toys.
the
new
vinyl toys
that are coming
guys.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't often go to ones just for fun, but the ones that I do are serving a very specific niche. You know what I mean? So like you'll always find me at Power Morphicon, shouts out.
yeah.
No, but I do the only big one that I go to just as a goer is D23. But
Yeah.
not but again, like it's a Disney thing. So they have these giant panels for they're gonna announce the new Marvel movies, they're gonna announce Star Wars. I don't go to any of that shit. I go to the panels in the tiny rooms where, okay, here's the old man that carved all the. Here's the man who carved all the wooden signs in Frontierland.
The
you know what I
sign
mean?
carver.
Like
Yeah.
who else? Where else are you going to see that shit? You know?
Yeah.
So that's what I like to go to is when it's like you can't even find that stuff on the internet. You know? Those are the only couple things I would do.
I would be interested in checking out a wrestling convention or
okay.
a cryptid/Bigfoot convention.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I feel like those are my two interests that lend themselves to mass events.
Yeah.
But I like doing Comic-Con and especially gaming conventions so much. I've done so many gaming
Yeah,
events. I feel
yeah.
like if this wasn't part of my job, I don't know if I would attend these anymore.
It was so funny. I went to a dance competition recently that was next door to the convention center.
Yeah.
And went to go get Jenny a coffee. Long story, I ended up going to the convention center Starbucks, so that was open.
Yeah, it was open in there. Yeah.
And then there's security, and because there's a convention going on. And I'm like, I was going to get coffee. Like, oh, it's fine, whatever. They don't give a fuck because it's not Comic-Con. There's no security.
You're allowed in the lobby.
But it was like a teacher convention. And it was so weird, like going through and seeing it. And it's like, this is the exact same thing as Comic-Con, but it's all just about like AstroTurf for like fields. And, like,
Yeah.
school lunches and stuff. But it looks the fucking same. You would
I've
never
been
know.
to like water industry plumbing conventions at that convention center.
Yeah.
Working for my other company.
It was just
back in
wild
the
to
day.
see like,
Yeah.
oh, this is just like a same convention, but it's really boring.
It's way quieter in there.
Yeah.
that's what conventions are supposed to be like.
Yeah. I'm just so used to Comic-Con that like that's all I really know.
E3 used to be like that.
So, following PAX, we were in North Carolina for Limited Run, the opening of the Limited Run store, a physical copy sanctuary,
brick and
I
mortar.
guess.
Yeah.
Well, you could call it a store, but it's so much more than that. It's almost like an experience.
Yeah.
Like a pop-up, you know?
It is like a pop-up. It was so sick. It really I think they wanted to make it feel like you're walking into like an 80s or an early 90s like blockbuster. And I kind of felt that a little
That's
bit. Like
cool.
it was
almost like the dream version of that. Like you
Yeah.
know, sometimes your memories put a fog over certain things. It almost felt like it had that, where it was like that memory, but the enhanced version in your head.
and like
of
the
it, you
thought
know?
that they went into it, and like I don't remember the names exactly now, but like they had sections of the store that had like big signs over it, and it was almost like Disneyland. This is like the frontier. I think they had like here's like the classic Nintendo
Lands,
land.
yeah.
It really was like, and this over here is like the PS whatever.
Nintendo Corner,
Yeah.
PlayStation Central.
Yeah,
you
it was
know,
all like
yeah.
that. But it was like cool, like a different
Oh.
neon aesthetic for each one of them, and it was really
My
crazy.
favorite was Book Nook.
Yeah.
That- they had logos made for each one. It was awesome. It was really good.
Yeah, the whole store is pink and neon lights. And just to give you an example of some of the random shit they have there, they had like what looked like bootleg action figures, but in the shrink wrap, it's a Nintendo 64 cartridge and it's Star Wars Pod Racer.
Yeah,
on a Nintendo
yeah,
64 cartridge,
yeah.
but shrink wrapped like a toy on the shelf. Dozens
Yeah.
of them. There's random weird shit that you could buy like that. And
So everything's for sale. Like it's
everything's for sale. They
Wow.
had a wall of collectible cards,
Yeah,
like
that was
collectible
awesome.
card games, you know, like Magic the Gathering and Pokemon, but also like, God, what was the one
was
I
that
got?
one?
It was like Cute Boys. And
Yeah,
it was a
what was-
card game from like the early 90s that they had tracked down off of eBay.
Yeah.
And these were like actual cards that had never been sold, never been opened.
Yeah.
The game, you like rip it up and it like has a cute boy on it and it describes like his traits and you try to guess which one your friend would want to date.
Yeah.
I don't know. It sounded, it was like $5 a pack. It's
So they
not
got
a
all
bad
this cool
price.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, they tracked down all kinds of rare cards, and that was the one. So I got some stuff from their store, like limited run branded stuff that they gave us, and that was really cool. But of the like, while we were there, of the actual things that like weren't a limited run product, the one thing I got was a pack of Mario Brothers the movie trading cards. I was like, damn, they have all those sealed. Yes.
Did you eat the gum?
No, they showed me though. They were like,
yeah.
you know, some of these do include gum. I was
It's
like,
like
really?
powder. When you-
Yeah.
They're like this has reverted to sand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But,
it was awesome. That
you
was
know,
really cool.
to let everybody know and to set your expectations, because I didn't know what we were walking into. Honestly, we were booked for this event, but we didn't know what they were planning for us.
Right.
And I'd never been to North Carolina or whatever. So, or Raleigh or Cary, where it ended up being.
yeah.
I didn't know what to expect. And they kind of drove us to this little shopping center in the middle of nowhere. And next door was the hotel. And I was like, oh, there's your hotel. It was nice.
Yeah.
But then the next day it was like, well, where are we going? Oh, yeah, that shopping center. And the store is just in like a failed mall, you know, a place where everything has been closing. And I think that they, you know, because we talked to the owners, they got a really good deal there, kind of like with us and our production
our
studio here.
yeah.
And they're hoping that, I think the owners of the mall are hoping that this store is going to reinvigorate it.
I mean, it did for
Bring
that
them all-
weekend that we were there at least.
I think I think it just might. I think that there's a good chance that will happen.
Did they take over the whole parking lot?
They took
our
over a
event,
big
yeah.
part
Yeah.
of the parking lot, and that's where we actually ended up being. They had this crazy huge like canopy tent thing.
Okay.
that was super nice. And then they had this like booths there, like things that wouldn't fit in the store. Like even from them, like we're just like, you know, there's like a whole like all their vinyl records like couldn't fit
Oh,
there.
okay, cool.
So they had like a bunch of them there, and then we were next to that, and like, you know, it was really cool.
And the funniest part for me was the night before our event, I got in a little earlier than Derek and Sean, and so I got dinner with some of the limited run people, and I was with the nicest couple. I sat at the end of the table. I didn't know who they were in the company or what. I didn't know who they were, and I had dinner and talked with them, and they were the sweetest people. And then the next day, they had the biggest line for people who wanted to talk to them in our tent area.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this? Oh, they created the Shantae game series. I was like, oh, I was talking to them all night. I didn't know anything
Half
about
Genie
that.
Hero?
And so that was really cool. I met them and
Nice.
talked with them all night, not knowing anything about that. I would have asked more gamer questions if I knew, you know.
Cool gamer questions.
But I was just gonna say my favorite part of that store, in addition to everything you guys said, was the music was like, this is perfect for the store. It sounded kind of vaporwave, kind of Phantasy Star Online-ish. And they were like, yeah, they commissioned a composer to make a soundtrack just for the store. And I was like, they made a CD of that.
They did?
Yeah, I was like, can I have that? Can I please? And they literally the whole way home, I ripped it to my computer and was listening to it. It was so like perfect for that store.
Dude, if they had that on vinyl, I would buy that.
Yeah,
I would.
But anyway, it was really, really, as you were saying, like with revitalizing that place, they understand, and I think a lot of people are going to have to come to this realization that, like, at this point, if you're going to a physical store or location like that, you got to make it an experience,
An event, or
yeah, exactly. You got it's exciting to go,
Right.
And they nailed
because the
that.
store
They nailed
itself
it.
isn't huge. It's not like a massive place,
Yeah.
but every inch of it had thought put into it.
Yes.
Kind of, as I said before, like Disneyland. Like
Yeah.
even the trash cans at Disneyland, like that trash can is themed to this fucking
Yeah.
lane. That's cool.
Yeah.
And everything had thought put into this.
That's really cool.
Yeah, themed spaces. You know,
Yeah.
like that.
So highly recommended if you're in the area, North
Yeah.
Carolina, and you want to go check it out. Check out the limited run store. It is a tiny store.
Hopefully they
tiny.
continue to do events.
It's smaller than you think. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Huh.
And it's in the back corner of a dead shopping center. So you're gonna wonder if you're in the right place. But once you get in there, you're gonna enjoy it because it is a special spot.
Yeah.
And thank you to
It's
our
like a
friends at
back
Limited
room.
Run.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I didn't realize how cool those guys were, but we got to hang out with them all weekend.
We
and
talked
I
about
feel
before
like
our
we
convention
became
and
really
stuff.
good friends.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Shout
They were
out to the
super
Limited
cool.
Run guys.
At PAX East, they were one of
Yeah.
the bigger game resellers.
Yeah, we've always
there.
kind of like, hung out and said hello.
Yeah.
But this is our first time like really hanging out. And no, they were great. Super, super nice.
We after the event had ended, we got to check out their like headquarters, which we'd never been to, and that was amazing because, well, let me just say, you walk into the head dude's office.
I've never seen a more Rocco area in my life.
I was gonna say it was my office to the 10th power.
Really?
It was, if I'm left unchecked, what my office will become.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna say that's good or bad, but I didn't know that many Dragon Ball figures existed.
I
was lost in a sea.
I think my mouth hung open. I just couldn't believe how many. I
was
couldn't
worried.
believe it.
I feel like honestly, they shouldn't have shown Rocco that.
That's
way.
what I thought too. Like, Rocco shouldn't see this.
That's a
did
bad,
he get
it's
a
a bad
green light?
example.
That's what I
It's a
mean.
bad
That's what I
influence.
mean when I say I'm not going to say good or bad, because I don't know if it had a good imprint on me or bad.
Way
imprint.
back in the day, when we first hung out with Tommy Tallarico in his house, I remember seeing like
yeah.
all of Tommy's.
displays.
I'll say figures to be nice, but they're toys. Like all
Statues.
over the place.
Okay.
And then Rocco being like, I remember Rocco saying, "This is my dream. This
Yeah.
is my dream." And then we went to them
We
and
both
ran.
said that,
I meant,
Rocco.
no. This is Rocco's dream. I don't know.
It was something else. They had so much rare Phantasy Star Online stuff. As I keep bringing up that title because those guys grew up on that game like I did. That's like the only MMO I ever played, really. But they had tons of rare stuff from Japan for that. And anyway, my favorite part was they showed us their warehouses of games that and all kinds of like
like personal collections.
Yeah,
Yeah.
personal collections. But then we
Okay.
got to see like here's where we keep an archive of all the stuff we've ever made, and that's in here, and da 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 da. That was all really cool. But then randomly we went into one part of the warehouse, and I was like, "There's a giant box. It's all Star Wars Episode 1 stuff, like all the old figures, like that shitty fish that tries to eat their boat or their sub or
Goomba
whatever." There's always a bigger fish, whatever. There's a bunch of Gungan figures. I'm like, why is there a box of these in here? And they were like, well, we had a project where we were going to do some prequel stuff. We needed this for research. I was like, oh yeah. And he's like, this is here just like as a take one kind of dish. So like, just take, I've never been in a place where it was like, whatever Episode 1 figure you never had, just take it. I was like, I can. So I got plenty of Gungans. I got that fish.
Oh, nice.
I fit that in my luggage somehow.
They know how to treat a guest.
I got plenty
That
of
is true. They definitely do.
I got plenty of Comtech chips. So if anybody out there is running low, you want need to hear some quotes from Phantom Menace, hit me up.
Talk to Rocco.
So anyway, but that I got a real big kick out of that. But anyway, yeah, their whole facility was really, really cool, and that whole
And they gave us free video games.
Oh, that's the best part.
there were goodies we could have.
They sent us packing. I probably came home with like 15 titles. They were
so
falling out of my
generous.
arms. They were like,
PAX,
"Here,
too.
take some more." It was
Yeah.
like Willy Wonka's
I felt bad.
candy factory.
And I walked into they basically opened up this like room they're like, hey, these are all the games that we've made, but these are like all the extras that we don't like. We're not going to sell.
Overstock. They just have them. Yeah, they can't sell them.
And they said,
just have
take
to give 'em away.
anything you want out of here. And I'm just like, I feel like that kid who would win that thing in Toys R Us, you know? Like
totally.
Have your arms out and just take everything in the shopping cart.
It was
You know, like,
awesome.
It was, and it was so generous. And I kept thinking, like, okay, I'm gonna take a couple. I'll take 2. And then I'm like, oh, this, okay. And then I'm walking out, and then I forget who said it, but someone's like, do you want a box? It's like, oh my God.
Oh, that's your Schnurra. You need a box?
Yeah, I do.
We all
That's
got
too
boxes.
much.
We all came
You
out with a
guys.
fucking box.
Yeah,
I know.
It was a good
I
time.
know.
See, Sean, that was your first time feeling like the Toys R Us sweepstakes.
Yeah.
Where you show everything. I'm actually a seasoned veteran because
Oh.
I went into that mode when we were at the Nintendo headquarters,
yeah.
and their PR person said it's on Reggie. Oh, I
can't do
Derek
it.
and Sean were a little more modest.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
Can't.
they didn't. Unfortunately,
I've
This
never
was
done
different though because
Yeah, it was. That's true.
Reggie wasn't like,
Yo, Mega64! Ah!
not that the guys from
He
Limited
should've. He
Runs
should've.
were like that, but they kind of were
Enthusiastic.
spiritually.
Well, they were. You know,
They were eager to like.
they were
yeah,
very
take this.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were like, please
take more,
this.
take more,
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, we try this one, try that one. I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
In my brain, I made myself believe Reggie was like that, and that's why I went into that mode.
So,
But yeah,
great experience through and through. Awesome to meet so many fans out there in North Carolina. I was
Yeah.
surprised.
Shouts out.
I didn't think, honestly, I didn't know what to expect. Were
We
people-
didn't know. Yeah.
I'm sure people here for limited run games will know who Mega64 is, but we had some actual internet soldiers show up
Yeah.
all day.
That was
So
really cool.
If you came
A
out and
lot.
saw us, thank you. You made us feel special. I don't know
Yeah.
what camera I'm pointing at. This one. Thank you guys. It was great.
I was just gonna say the thing that was cracking me up was we brought some stuff for our area there. You know, we brought we brought some rare items for people in case they wanted them.
Yeah.
And one of the things Sean Packard said, he was like, I don't know, here's our old our Mega 64 Begins VHS that we did. Are people going to want a VHS? I don't know, but wanted to bring just kind of eclectic mix
My
of stuff.
thought packing it was like, this is a limited run store. I'm gonna bring the weirdest shit.
Yeah,
physical
exactly. Media.
What is the physical weird shit I can find? So that was it.
But I was like, yeah, that's cool. I thought that was a great idea. But we also had our tour Blu-ray that Limited Run actually printed.
Right.
And, so I'm like, that's probably since Limited Run made that's going to be what people are here for. The tape, that's cool, but that's what they're going to want. Everyone there was like, what, you have a VHS tape? Yeah, give me that. Yeah. Oh, you have a VHS? I'm like, what? We were out of VHSs by the end of
In
that
like 15
day.
seconds.
They cleared out of VHSs.
Wow.
The Blu-ray was still there. VHS is gone. I told Josh, one of the head dudes at Limited Run, I told him about that, and he was like, oh yeah, that's Limited Run clientele right there. Is they want the weird VHS. That's what they're looking for. I was like, well, then that was smart that Sean brought that.
So I'm
I
so
thought that was
smart.
really funny.
God, I'm smart.
So
I just never thought I'd be in the middle of North Carolina with everyone going, "Yo, you got tapes!" Like I just thought that was so funny.
Yeah.
I did not expect that, but man, yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah. We're back now, though.
Yes,
And then we got COVID. But we've recovered from COVID.
And now we're
So that brings us pretty much up to speed.
current day.
This weekend was Creator Clash.
oh
right.
And I hope everybody out there watched it and enjoyed it. I saw it.
Are any boxing fans in the audience today?
I'm not a boxing fan, but I would want to watch this because I know several people boxing in it.
I thought some of you guys were going to come here and watch it at the studio, like with a group. Did
That
end
was
up happening?
discussed at one point. That did not end up happening.
Oh, okay.
Johnny and I just watched it, in the living room on TV.
You guys-
And you watched it?
No, I did not get a chance to watch it.
Oh.
So it seems like you two,
You did not
Johnny
watch
and
it.
Derek-
Sean didn't watch it. You didn't watch it. It's only me and Johnny watched it.
But Johnny said at one point on Twitter, he said, fuck it, I'm going to live tweet this. And
Yes.
I kept refreshing that to be real. So
I was looking at Johnny's stream of tweets and looking for updates on social media too.
Well,
Turns
since
out I was interested.
You guys didn't watch it. We don't have to talk about it too much, but
Well, I have questions, so I
okay.
yeah.
Before we get to your questions, for people who don't know out there, Creator Clash was a boxing pay-per-view event starring YouTubers, and a lot of those YouTubers are friends of ours.
yeah.
Dad, played by Nathan Barnett, aka Keith Apicary, was there fighting Matt Watson from Super Mega,
Who's in version 4.
who has a cameo in version 4. Aaron from Game Grumps was fighting the big dude from Epic Mealtime,
Harley from Epic Meal
Aaron
Time.
was also in version 4.
Yes,
It's
he
like
was.
the whole version 4 cast was there except
That's
us.
true. Yeah.
Well, Dad, came to game days.
Yeah,
That's
as
true.
Keith.
That's true.
And all in all, it was 9 fights and over 3 hours.
Oh, it was that long.
yes, it was like the whole afternoon.
Why was it so long? Was it just
Because it
the
was
fights?
9 fights. That's a
Okay.
lot.
Okay.
For a wrestling show, you'll do 5 matches in 2 hours.
I see.
These matches
are
don't go as long
amateur.
because these are actual boxing matches. So
Yeah.
it's not like a play.
How
or a
long were the
performance
rounds? 3-minute rounds?
2-minute rounds, 5 rounds per boxing match, and
A lot of these guys getting gassed real fast.
What?
not really. Well, the only thing I want to say is it was put on by Real Good Touring, which is
Oh.
the company that helped put on our national tour earlier this year.
That's right.
So about 5 weeks ago, Real Good did reach out to Mega64. They asked if any of us wanted to participate.
Yeah.
These guys asked me if I wanted to do it.
Yes.
And take on
We thought you were
internet,
the-
etiquette. And I said no, thank you.
I don't know if that's who it was. I don't think I ever
We
saw
guessed it.
I
who
think
you'd
we
go
were
up against.
whittling it down to he was the only one who didn't have a
Maybe that's what it
competitor
was.
at the time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And they said it would have been him because they said in
really?
the broadcast, this guy only knew about this thing 5 weeks ago, and that's when they talked to us.
So little training
Exactly.
for the world stage.
So Mega64, we were invited.
We
Okay?
were
Don't
invited.
think we weren't part of the whole show.
But man, I would say you couldn't pay me, but I mean, you probably could. But I don't want to do that. Like that
Against certain competitors like Matt, I would have
No,
I would have
here-
had a blast
no,
going
here's
with
the
it.
Actually,
thing.
hey, can I say, you guys were telling me to do it, watching it. I think Garrett would have mopped the floor
Yeah.
with every motherfucker
Everyone.
on the show.
I
Not every motherfucker. There's
Okay.
maybe 3 or 4 people who you definitely don't want to
The
box.
doctor guy that iDubbbz was up against,
Dr. Mike,
I
yeah,
saw
he
him
was,
sparring.
intimidating.
I saw him sparring and talking about his background in boxing, and that guy's a professional.
That
I would not
that
have
guy
wanted to
hit
go up
hard.
against that guy.
iDubbbz had a tough competitor there.
Did he get rocked?
Okay. Yeah, kind of. You know what? He put up a great fight.
He
For
did.
somebody as trained as Dr. Mike, he lasted really long.
Because I'd been following iDubbbz and all these documentaries about his boxing and everything, and
Yeah.
we were talked earlier
impressed.
because I felt like the one I knew the most. We know Nathan Barnett very well.
yeah.
I think. And then Matt Watson, we from with whatever, but I just know Nathan, and I just know that everything he does, he gives 110% to.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I saw him break his ankle. I was in the
Yeah.
audience when
Yeah.
he jumped off a balcony onto the stage and did the rest of his show on one leg because his ankle
Yeah.
was literally broken. Like
He's unstoppable.
that guy, I would never in a million years fight that dude.
Yeah.
Like,
Nope.
no, thank you. No, thank you.
That'd be an interesting. Yeah.
Nathan was the opening match. He did great.
Nathan and Matt.
And Matt. Nathan won. It was a pretty one-sided fight, but Nathan did great before the match even started. He came out with psychological warfare.
Oh, really?
Flexing and
His
behind him,
physicality
he
is-
had this muscular dude, and Johnny pointed out it was John Morrison, aka Johnny Mundo, the wrestler that we
Oh.
did the video
Oh,
with
really? I
when
remember
we
that,
went up
yeah.
to Lucha Underground a few
Wow.
years ago.
Oh,
so
yeah.
as the whole Mega64 crew basically
Damn.
was represented in this fight.
That's something. Wow. That's crazy.
He did great.
Yeah.
But I will say a lot of this whole program, in my opinion, and I don't want to criticize the participants. Kudos to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Opportunity for them to make a lot of money.
A lot of it had
Yeah.
high school, after school, in the park fight.
Well,
vibes.
that's fun though.
It
now
had-
that's
a lo-
fun.
It was, and I told Johnny at one point, I was like, I've never seen boxing presented so nerdy in my
It's like
entire
YouTube
life.
drama
They're
boxing.
literally interviewing YouTubers, like, how's this fight gonna go? Well, and they're just like cracking jokes like YouTubers, like, all right, and then they go and they get punched in the face a lot. Yeah, it's kind of weird, a little weird.
But some of those guys are really good on mic.
Yeah.
They cut well promos. I listened to some of the weigh-in stuff.
Well, you know what?
I was
though?
laughing.
It's like I was watching it, and it's a boxing match, so I'm not here for YouTube comedy. I
Okay.
felt like You don't need to be funny. I'm just here to see you punch and get punched.
Because I imagined the boxing was going to be so subpar, and it's all going to be,
Well, in
entrance musics and shit like that.
Subpar boxing, yes, but they were like I said, it was like middle school, after school fights is
Yeah.
what it felt like.
Well, also-
people who didn't know what they were doing were trying to hurt each other.
If you gave some people, 5 weeks to learn how to box, that's not a lot of time.
No.
So yeah, it's going to be a little shaky, but I bet it's very entertaining.
It was super entertaining.
It was?
And I have a feeling they will do it again.
Do you think they'll ask us?
That's why
I
I'm
think
being
they
careful.
will ask us. I think they will ask us.
Well, okay. Let's say.
I'm being careful with what I say here.
Well, I'm going to ask a question because I will tell you right now that
I think the show was great.
They're probably not going to get me to do this, but if they gave someone here like 5 months to prepare, would you do it?
San
Johnny
Diego's
says
got
yes.
San Diego's got a great group of boxing trainers and gyms in our community. You
Yeah.
could- 5 months?
Because
You
I
could-
can't imagine
You could become a machine.
This is for
Sean.
charity, so I don't know if they're getting. I just really don't want to get punched in the face. Like truly,
There's charity, but these people are making money. There's a purse or there's some type of participation.
As far as you know, who knows?
It's got to be. There's so much money. There's so many sponsors behind this thing.
a lot of people went into last night's matches saying the same thing Sean said. I don't want to get punched in the face.
Yes,
And
Yeah.
and all of those people lost their fights and got punched in the face.
of course. Of
The
course
people
they
that
do.
have been punched in the face were probably
The people who expressed no fear about getting
Yeah.
punched in the face typically won the fights and did a lot of face punching.
I just
fear is the
feel
mind
like
killer.
That's right.
I have a nose that was made to be broken, and I am not looking for that. That is not what I want.
Would
in
you
this
agree,
world.
Johnny? Would you agree?
Oh, I just want to say to Sean's thing. I think every match someone broke their nose.
There you go.
Did Aaron?
There you go.
Did Ego Raptor break his nose?
His nose was bleeding.
He looked in the. I saw footage
he
of
broke
that
his nose.
fight.
But he was bloody.
Hurley and Aaron.
That fight, by the
Harley.
way,
Harley,
Harley,
sorry.
yeah, like Harley Quinn. Don't forget.
Sorry about that, Harley.
Aaron did not win the fight.
No, I
And
saw his bleeding nose, and I
I think that
felt for that.
in a regular boxing match, this would never happen. They were so unmatched.
Yeah, that
Harley's
was
like a foot taller than him
Yeah.
and is a heavier guy. And
Yeah, that's what I was
way
most
more
kind of-
reach.
more reach, heavy, with more weight, either whether muscle or fat. Like that packs, it hurts to get hit with more weight, and it's harder to hurt somebody when you weigh less than them.
He seemed like the scariest competitor on the entire card.
He was not though.
He was not.
No, who was that one Australian dude? I did a thing.
He was scary.
Channel name.
That guy.
Don't tell you, he's gonna put you in the
That
face.
guy was once he got in the ring, something changed. in that
Tasmanian
guy.
Devil. Huh?
Yeah, I think we were all watching it and being like, "What's up with this guy?" I'm just a weird vibe, and I think somebody in the room said, "Yeah, he seems part psycho." It is kind of true with his just his boxing energy. He just looked like really intimidating.
Oh.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I know that the Nathan Barnett fight went 22 seconds.
Yo,
And
that's it.
Yeah, he just went out like a fucking madman and punched Matt in the face like 3 times, and they called it. And it's like, that looked gnarly. No, thank you. And I just don't know how
I want to see that because I feel like me and Nathan would have been Dad and I would have been the most evenly matched.
Oh, Garrett, I
on
would
that
not
card.
fight him.
I think that would be great.
I would be in your corner for you, Garrett, and I'd be cheering for you.
I don't
but-
know if I want this. I have no training and no experience.
I would do it. Do you have to box
Boxing.
shirtless? Is that a rule?
Nope.
All right,
and,
I'm out.
And you can wear
You can wear a uniform,
brain
probably.
bucket too. One of the matches they had headgear on.
Oh, okay.
So, you can be protected. I think Rocco should do it.
Were there any actual knockouts or just technical knockouts?
No actual knockouts.
No one snoozing. No one.
That's probably for
snoring?
the best.
All technical knockouts, which means that the ref stopped the fight because the person was
going to get knocked out.
Was no longer
Able to-
basically defending themselves. Like,
Yeah.
They're just getting beat up at that point. They're not fighting back. They're turning away.
Like a UFC type of ref where they're really on top of
Yeah.
this guy's, he can't defend himself anymore. Tap.
yeah.
I heard a rumor. You guys tell me if you were the ones who watched it. I heard a rumor that they were actually told a different length of round before the fight. I don't know if this is behind the scenes, whatever.
In the
but-
final match, it was supposed to be 3-minute rounds, and every match up to that point had been 2-minute rounds. But I think the timekeeper got confused, and they rang the bell at 2 minutes in the first round.
Oh.
So then the announcers were confused, and they're like, "All right, we're gonna changed on the fly, and this match has now become 2-minute rounds.
Which those two trained for 3-minute rounds. It
didn't make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, if it was the other way,
It
it
didn't
would be
affect
worse.
it would be worse.
Yeah, this way, I think
would
they're
be
still
worse.
fine. Yeah.
That's what I thought I had heard though, is that they actually thought they'd be shorter. And then so they were, a lot of them were like using everything. And then it's like, you got to go another minute. That's what I had heard, but maybe I got that mixed up.
Man.
Maybe a lot of the matches didn't even make it to the end, no matter what. And the ones that did, I honestly felt bad for the people who did have to go to the end because it was like, you got to get hit more.
Yeah.
You
Good
got to get
Lord.
more beat up.
No, I'm sure what I heard about.
Could you bet on this in Vegas?
I think so.
Oh, man.
What was the most even matchup of the night?
The other dude from Super Mega,
Okay, Ryan.
Yeah, I heard this
Ryan.
too.
Ryan from Super Mega?
And who was his opponent? Alex Ernest, but what's his channel? I don't know. I think it's just Alex Ernest. Okay, those two guys actually went all 5 rounds, and neither one could get the other one off his feet, and they both were pretty beaten and bloody by the end of it.
Really?
Wow.
So they had a good old.
Well,
Fucking 3 rounds.
See, to me, that was one where it felt like these guys are not professional boxers, and it's actually drawing the match out, and it's making it like no guy here is skilled enough as a fighter to knock the other guy out. So you're seeing two guys just butt heads, like they just keep punching each other.
It's boring.
And just throwing punches, and I almost felt bad because it's like I got the impression neither of you are having fun.
Well, of course not.
And it's
Both
not
of you are
entertaining.
you're in round 4 and your nose is
Yeah.
broken. You're probably just really regretting signing up for this.
I would think. I personally think I would sign up for it. Step in the ring. Go. Why the fuck am I here? How did I get here?
Yeah.
Damn, dude.
But, respect to them because, it's a fight. It's got to,
Sure.
you got to push through it when you're in that situation. And neither of them quit. Neither of them threw in the towel. So, and it's amateur boxing. So
Yeah.
you get what you pay for.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it was more impressive than, this could have, that's why, shout out to Real Good Touring putting that event together, because I feel like there were a lot of ways that event could have been a lot lamer. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it
sure.
could have not been executed very well.
what I
this
saw,
or
it looked
that,
like a real
whatever.
boxing event,
Yeah, and
you know?
everyone, I feel like, got their money's worth.
Where
on that.
was it?
I was
They did a
impressed. It was
great
in
job.
Tampa, Florida. It
Oh,
was
wow.
it was in a arena with 10,000 people.
Damn.
I
The
know.
audiences seem to have a lot of fun. I saw a lot of social media.
We
and
know
stuff.
some people who were there.
We do?
Mega64 fans, people in the community. From
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
I heard from people who were actually there, great time, super
had
fun.
fun,
yeah. that's
Watching it was awesome.
Yeah, so
The-
to
the
me,
crowd
it
was
seems
on
like
fire.
this was a success because everyone,
Oh, yeah.
no matter
They'll
how the
definitely do this
boxing
again.
was, it was like everyone had a good time, which is all you could ever ask for.
This
I
is
think.
definitely going to be the beginning of something.
I think if we are ever to be involved in it, I don't know how I'm feeling about that.
Let's start.
I
training.
think Kevin should do it.
I
I'm
think
going to be
Kevin-
honest. I think we should.
So,
I think he should totally
Watching
get involved.
it, when they, we were filming a video in the park, and you guys are telling me like, hey, they want to do this boxing thing. Do you want to do it? And I was thinking like, fuck, man, in 2 weeks I got to go to North Carolina, and then 2 weeks after that is the boxing event. Like, when the fuck would I ever learn how to box?
at the limited run event.
But then watching,
like, yo, hey, what's up, everybody?
watching some of these.
watching
people.
it last night, I was like, oh shit, nobody learned how to fucking box. Like, I might as well have fucking done it. I would have been just as prepared as everybody else here. In my mind, I thought these guys were going to be killing machines, and it was, some of them were really great boxers and had trained very hard. Some people, and I'm not going to name names, it appeared as if they did no training whatsoever.
Didn't even
and,
play
and
like
just
license.
and just cracked a bunch of jokes.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's true. I'm sure they all trained in some capacity, but it's some people, it seemed like they did not do very much training.
Yeah, it might have been because I had heard a lot of them had trained for months and things like that, but it also might be different. Like, that's their first actual exhibition in front of people.
Yeah, and you know what
And
I
so
was
maybe they're
thinking?
joking their way through it.
You can train to box and you
Yeah.
can train to get fit, but how do you train to perform in front of 10,000 people screaming,
Exactly.
you suck?
Yeah.
I honestly feel like
Oh, yeah.
our theater experience may
yeah.
have lended to the confidence of being able to perform in front of a large group of people, because
Yes.
if you're not used to performing on stage, it'll psych you out. And some people seemed a little psyched out there. Some people seemed a little nervous. They seemed a little shaky when they walked out of that curtain and people are screaming and you have no shirt on and your hands are tied up and you're like, what the fuck am I doing right now?
Oh my God.
You thought you were the face, but you're the heel.
Oh, no.
Oh no, that's bad.
So, really, like everybody
that's
who
bad.
participated, it took balls to do it.
Fuck
You
yeah.
had to face your fears in more way than one. So kudos to you.
Best intro. I've heard that the intros were quite a thing. There was a Metal Gear. The Epic Mealtime guy came out as
He came out to
Solid
the
Snake.
man who sold the world. He came
the
out
iPad.
dressed as
Oh, he
Big
did?
Boss. He did a
Yeah.
whole speech.
Oh, that's cool.
He did a whole speech. War never changes. My favorite intro. I can't remember the YouTuber, but he came out to a Minecraft meme song. Michael Reeves.
I heard
came
he
out
did
to-
pretty good.
Yeah, he won his fight.
That's awesome.
That was it was highly entertaining. Yes.
hell yeah.
Yeah, that. I was just about to add. Oh, never mind. I
Best
lost it.
intro, honestly, I think was Dad.
Yeah.
Keith Apicary.
That you like the
What
Keith
did,
one.
what did he do?
He came out with Johnny Mundo. He came out
Oh yeah.
dancing and just very high energy, very like in your face, playing to the crowd.
His physique
acting
is phenomenal.
He came from such a professional wrestling background. He entered the
Yeah.
ring like a professional wrestler,
Yeah.
flexing, pandering to the crowd, threatening Matt Watson. I'm going to destroy you.
He-
a lot of people just came out kind of like,
He has been
what am I going to do? What
talking
am I doing
so
here?
much shit
Did Matt put
To-
any muscle on?
to Matt Watts. First off, yeah, Nathan showed
Everybody
a
looked
before
great.
and after
They did?
picture.
Everybody
Okay,
looked
good,
great,
good.
yeah.
He got fucking swole in the last 5 months. He got so ripped.
Yeah.
He was selling shirts on his website of a tombstone that said Matt Watson on it. Like he was like
The shit talking, and they made diss tracks about each other.
yeah,
like
it was
weeks ago.
well done.
Yeah.
It was well man.
The whole lead into this has been, an exciting venture in YouTube.
Yeah, I've enjoyed. I mean, I watched it from afar. I didn't watch the actual event, but
Yeah.
it's been fun watching. Damn.
So
So here's to the next one.
here's to the next one.
I want to say,
we'll say.
before we keep going, we do have some plugs we do have to
Oh my gosh,
take
yeah,
care
we're-
of here. Once again, want to thank our sponsor, Tenga. Hopefully you heard our little rant at the beginning of the show, but also just in general, we were just talking about boxing. You'd be a better fighter if you just make sure you're getting, regular.
You gotta beat something.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know? And what is that gonna be? I'll leave that up to you.
Do it the right way. Beat off to the tune of your own drum at
Yep.
Tenga's website. It's masturbation May, so you got to do it
Honestly,
right.
Use the discount code Mega64. If you're going to be masturbating,
Yeah.
you got to involve Mega64 somehow.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's just common
So,
sense.
Use the discount code.
Yeah, click the link below, and you're gonna save a lot and spend a lot. The only thing you're gonna spend a lot of is your own fluids.
Yep.
Your own sweat and blood.
Blood. Wow.
Tears.
And I wanted to give a plug, as always, shop.mega64.com. You're going to get all kinds of banging merch there for our show. If you like Mega64, you got to go there. We if they're coming down tonight, we have pre-orders up for some of our favorite designs that our friend and designer Meg has made for us. The Youth Pastor shirt, the Is She Nice shirt, the Who Was the Cat shirt,
Love
all of
those.
that's up on there, but it's going away tonight, so pick that up. But we always like to do a 64-hour special. That's a shirt that is gone after 64 hours, never to be seen again. We should talk about, we did do a video that came out in this time that we were gone.
Yes.
We did
That's right.
kind of Nintendo Direct send up. And one of the games announced in it, one of my personal favorite classic games, who couldn't forget Scrunt. People love this title so much. It's like, where do I get Scrunt merch?
Yeah.
It's like, it's getting harder and harder to find. It's in such demand. So
It's rare now.
Rare, 64 hours only.
Ooh.
You can get the Scrunt shirt. That is available.
That is a shirt.
Shop.mega64.com.
Look at
You
that.
have 64 hours. Wednesday night, this will go down.
Cannot. I fucking love Scrunt.
We we really had that conversation. It was like, I really just need a shirt with Scrunt on it. Can we please do that? This was among us.
Yes.
And then other people started asking for it too, and it was like, okay, we'll make
Of
it.
all the, I mean, Derek, did you make the boxes for this video or did Rocco? I thought you
No,
did.
yeah, Derek did all those.
Yeah.
Bean Boys back to the
Loved all of them.
Yeah.
But the
Yes.
second I saw Scrunt, I just
Scrunt's a
like,
highlight.
dying.
that needs to be on a shirt. Like that is so
I
fucking
don't know why
funny.
people really like the Scrunt box.
Scrunt's a
Yeah.
highlight.
We-
That little character.
We were getting that video all together before I brought it to PAX to show at our panel, and so we were working on it to try to get it done. And yeah, Derek was like, "I'll do those covers on my own. Don't worry." I was like, "I don't know how you're gonna do. Like, that's a lot of artwork to wrangle. I just don't know how. I don't know what you're picturing." And then yeah, you sent those over. And I was fucking dying. They nailed. It's funny because a lot of it wasn't original artwork that you did necessarily, but they still nailed the vibe of artwork from that time. And the one I thought Scrunt was making me laugh just because this fucking creature was cracking me up. But the one that I thought nailed that vibe of that time the most was Bean Boys Bad to the Bean.
That's my favorite
Because
too. Yeah.
I feel like I did see covers there that were like, oh, the old black and white artwork and then some pasted in other artwork. And I don't know how to describe it, but
Bean Boys was my favorite as
yeah,
well.
that was
that was a
great.
highlight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
graphic.
point this out because it's the podcast, so we could share little Easter eggs and pieces of trivia.
Yeah.
In that video, there's a game called Cheeks, and there's a game called Scrunt, and it is literally the exact same box art with one character swapped out and the name changed. And I don't even know if anybody noticed that.
I didn't notice
because
that.
Cheeks goes by so fast.
Yeah.
But I was making those, and I had to do like, I don't know, 8 or 9 of them, and Scrunt was the last one. And by the end of it, I was so like, what the fuck do I even do for Scrunt? And I was like, fuck, I already made Cheeks. I'm just gonna and I feel like this is what they would do in the video game industry.
Yeah.
They'll
Totally.
just reuse an old box and change the character on it.
Yeah.
And Scrunt became a big hit. So
There are old Sega Master System games that it's all characters on the same like fucking grid, like they're on graphing paper or
Right.
something. So
Yeah.
it does happen.
that's what we did.
That video was we met up one day and I had told them I've done a bunch of tweets where they're just like anytime Nintendo announces new games coming to their Nintendo Switch Online service where it's like, oh, bunch of classic NES games, Super NES games. There's like a lot of classics people are waiting on, like, oh, I'll finally be able to play this on Switch. And they never deliver on those. It's always like, yeah, we got Earthworm Jim 2, Clay Fighter,
Yeah.
16 Bees.
It
What-
really
what
is.
that?
Yeah.
Bees? What?
Bubble Boys. Like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
Bubble
it's all
Boys?
it's
Those
games.
are
It's
these.
Urban Champion. Yeah. Can I get Mario RPG in there? No,
even
this
Rygar.
this month it's bass fishing. Yeah. Okay. And so every time they put those out, I always do a tweet where I list like, oh, there's more games announced, and I make up 10 shitty titles just made up. And I told the other guys, I was like, every time I tweet those out, it does really well. I feel like this could be better. Like you could do a video or something about this. And so I brought in like a script that was just kind of the structure of it, but it was mostly titles. And then Derek and Sean kind of molded it into actually a good video. We took out like a lot of the title. Again, that's all I know how to do is write a bunch of stupid titles. We took a lot of those out. Some of them that we recorded are on Patreon. I put up like an extended thing where
cool.
it's actually like a bunch of the other titles. But then it got put into made into this video where it was more kind of about these presentations compared to like Microsoft, who is like sworn to like uphold their older games. Like you could play anything we've ever done on our new Xbox,
Right.
and then you go to Nintendo and it's like, that game about bees, that's there. We're still missing Mario games here.
That video was really fun to film. It's just a green screen video, essentially. But it was fun, and it was like, I felt like an older kind of vibe to me of like how we used to do it back in the day. But it's like, we film like our parts. Oh, we got to get the PlayStation or Xbox guy. Fuck.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Garrett. And he's like working in the shop. It's like, come here real quick. And I put this on. And like, Garrett, like, films his part in 5 minutes, goes back to the shop, has no idea what we're filming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feed me a line.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he just goes and leaves. Hey, Kevin, we need you real quick. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a fun, quick little thing to do.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So, that I think struck a chord with a lot of people who had been feeling that way for a long time.
Yeah. So burned by Nintendo's announcements.
So anyway, but Scrunt for some reason was sticking with us. So
Yeah.
Now you
Anyway, so now, that's a shirt I think I will wear proudly. The scrunch.
Scrunch shirt.
What a terrible! I can't think of a grosser word. I don't know, and it doesn't mean anything. But scrunt. It's like it's everything that's wrong is that word.
It sounds like it would be nasty slang for something, but it's really not.
It's
But
nothing.
It's a scrunt.
Yeah,
It's kind of like scrote.
and combined,
Oh, come on.
But a
which
scrunt.
is what you get.
Yeah.
Scrunt.
Yeah, it could have been croat,
Throat.
but we went scrunt.
We'll do a third option.
I want to say
Take the cheeks cover and put.
I read about that once where there was a band that wrote Gunt on something.
Oh, yeah.
And when they were on TV, and they said, "Yeah, we did that because you can't censor a word that isn't a thing, but it sounds like it's a thing.
Yeah.
So it made people uneasy.
Gunt.
Gun.
It's real edgy.
Gunter.
Yeah,
It's just part of a name.
yeah.
How about that?
I wanted to. I don't know if there was something else you wanted to get to. I wanted to just talk about a real quick experience I had yesterday.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
Just before I forget it, I went and got dinner with some friends that were here in town this weekend, and we were going to do some karaoke. But it's like, okay, before we do that, we had it kind of booked already. It was like, oh, before we do that, let's just grab some quick food. There's a Korean chicken place over there. Here they have ramen. Oh, but they're gonna close. It's like a food court kind of thing, but they have the weirdest hours. This food court we went to, it's in like a market, and it was Saturday night, and like part of it closed at 6:30. I'm like,
Oh, weird.
6:30. There's like people here wanting to eat. Like, you don't want to be open for that? There's like, okay, but this ramen thing closed at 7. And it's like, well, it's like 6:52. But it's a quick thing. So it's like, that shouldn't be a problem. Okay. So I was there with Casey, our friend Casey.
Yeah.
And seen him around and stuff. And he was like, yeah, I'll get this too. Okay. We went up and ordered it. Fine. We're sitting there.
Place closes at 7. It's 6:52.
Yes.
Okay.
That's
That's too close.
Playing with fire.
Well, no, but it's a quick service thing. They handed it to it. It wasn't like, this isn't a table service thing.
like when we were in Indianapolis and we went to that restaurant and they closed in 5 minutes and the girl I think was holding back tears taking her order. It wasn't that.
Yeah. No. They immediately handed it to you.
Okay,
It was
okay.
not a big thing. It was like, yeah, here you go. Good.
Takeaway.
So we did that. We're eating. And then behind me, I hear, sorry, sir, we're closed. I was standing here at 6:59. I've been in line. Yeah, we're closed now. Yeah. But I got in line at 6. I got here at 6:59. Yeah, we're closed now. But I was here at 6:59. I was there. You weren't closed. Now that I walked up, you said you're closed. Right. You didn't make it in time. 6:59, I did make it in time. So now I'll spare you. Even that, I just did it. It was kind of annoying. That went on another 20 minutes. I'm not joking. We're the whole time from the bowl full of ramen to the broth is gone. The bowl is empty. We've eaten everything. That kept going on. That guy wouldn't leave. This is a dude, like real fit, like white dude with like baseball cap on. Like he's like kind of in workout clothes, like jock looking dude.
All right.
And he's just like, but you don't understand. I mean, it was like people were eating around were like, oh my God, how long is this going to go on? We were cringing out of our mind. Like,
Is the
he's
employee stuck, like cleaning the counter?
Yeah, he's like trying to close up. Sir, I don't know what to tell you. And just keeps going on and on and on. Our whole meal, I was like, this is the most entertaining meal I've ever seen.
Wow.
But it got to a point where it was like, oh my God. It reached a point where, and you don't want to get involved. But after this had gone on long enough, I was like, I'm about to like go talk to the guy and like, hey, sir, you missed out on. And I think everybody else felt the same way. Like, do we all need to like join in on like, sir, please leave?
This guy's roid rage.
This poor guy. Then, as all restaurant arguments get into, where did it devolve?
Oh no.
What did it devolve into?
I really hope I'm wrong.
I didn't want to eat here. There's a fucking rat back there.
No.
No, I was gonna say, and I hope I'm wrong.
Never
That
hear-
thing's got a little racist.
Yep.
That's my guess.
No!
I knew it.
He didn't say anything racist about anybody else. He just said, is it because I'm white?
Oh, okay.
Which it just crickets in that place. Everyone just went, What? I mean, everyone was on the same page. It went silent. It's because I'm white, isn't it? Yeah, that's what's going on here.
Oh my God.
No, has nothing to do with that. We're closed. It's past 7. And he kept going, and then he started getting louder, and then he yelled this. This was out of nowhere.
Uh-oh.
He was going Joker.
Oh, he's laughing?
Oh, man. 7 o'clock. I'm trying to eat. My wife is in the hospital.
Whoa.
And
That took a
then
turn.
the biggest dude got up from his table. Then why aren't you at the hospital?
Oh.
This isn't the fucking hospital, dude. And then it turned into everyone it was like that was cue for everyone.
Oh.
And then that guy fired back. He's at the hospital. I slipped this out. I didn't intend for
Rocco,
this to
what
slip
have
out.
you done?
Because this was right behind me, like right here.
Yeah.
I just out of nowhere went, oh! And then, yeah, Casey was like, dude, have you been watching The Sopranos? What's going on there? I was like,
snuck
yeah,
out.
that just slipped out. The
Snuck out,
classic
dude.
Sopranos. Oh, but it was seriously like he kept bringing up, it's because I'm white. I'm telling you that whatever. And then, yeah, this big dude was saying, then go to your wife in the hospital. Why are you here? Yo, I don't want trouble. Yeah, you got fucking trouble. And then like 3 or more other people got involved too. Like, you've been harassing him for half a fucking hour.
Oh
They're
my
closed.
God.
What do you want? It turned into the most heated thing. I mean, we're just sitting there like, okay, I have an extra piece of pork.
My
God. I mean, we were cringing out of our minds.
Wow.
And then a woman out of nowhere from the back just had a tray with ramen on it. There you go, eat it. And they walked out.
Oh.
And I actually give him credit. For a second, I was upset that they gave him
Yes.
what he
I was
wanted.
like, don't give him what he wants.
But they treated him like such a baby that it was kind of like, you know what I mean? They were like,
Yeah.
there you go, eat. There you go. There's dinner. That it kind of did the reverse effect. They killed him with kindness a little bit, where then everyone cleared away and he was like, yeah, well, I have a 20. And they went, no, you're good.
Oh, this is the best.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay. Yeah. So he sat down and ate the whole thing. Which
asshole.
No, he did not.
And so Casey is next to me going, that fucking guy, can you believe? He yells, his wife is in the hospital. You're not at the fucking hospital. What an idiot. And I'm going, this guy's sitting right here.
Oh,
and Casey's saying all this, and I'm going, what are you? No. And it occurs to me in my head, Casey thinks the guy left. Like Casey was down, like looking down and eating. And I think he thought that it ended, so the guy left. And didn't see that he's sitting right here. So he keeps going. I'm like, yeah, it's crazy. He said that. It's crazy he said that. And yeah, I mean, what a fucking idiot. They're all gonna spit in his ramen. Yep. Could happen. Anyway, but the guy didn't react. I think he felt like an idiot, but he ate it.
I wonder if they did spit in the ramen.
It's a different kind of broth. But so he ate it and walked out, and it was just like, oh my God, what the fuck was that? So anyway, we left. We went to our karaoke thing. Some other people, they got takeout, but theirs took a really long time.
How is there more to the story? Oh my God.
This is the end of it. Okay,
go ahead.
Other people got takeout. They got some chicken at the Korean chicken place. Took forever. So they barely had a chance to even eat it.
Right.
And we go into the karaoke place, like, I still have this chicken. We got to go to the karaoke, but we can't. I hadn't even had time to eat it. They're like, no outside food. You cannot bring outside food in here. Fuck, man. Okay. So like a couple people like ate a little bit of it and then like, I guess I'll toss this or whatever.
Oh my God.
And then Casey goes, my wife's in the hospital. We got here at 7. Like he was making that joke to me.
Yes.
And then the guy at the counter took their food. We can hold it here for you guys. It's all good. It's all good.
Didn't get the
Actually, you
joke.
can bring the food in as long as you just don't eat it in there. We don't want.
All you have to
in there.
say is-
And, no, that's what I was going to say. Is he was like, we went in there and it didn't even occur to him in the minute. Casey was like, did they do that for us because I said that? And Sarah was like, no one else knew what you were referencing. That was for 2 people, and they thought you were serious. So anyway, by him imitating the guy who got what he wanted, he got what he wanted.
My wife's in the hospital and I gotta do karaoke right now.
I need to take this chicken.
If I don't sing Hey Jude now, she may die.
General
So,
Tso's
yeah.
chicken must come with me at all times.
So by imitating that guy, who got what he wanted, he got what he wanted.
Okay.
So that's what I plan to continue imitating Casey, who was imitating that guy, and now hopefully next time I'll
Get what you
get
want.
to eat in the karaoke.
Next 64-hour special, shirt that says my wife is in the hospital.
My wife's in the hospital.
Jesus.
Oh my
Next
God.
time the attendant at the roller coaster tells me to take off my glasses, I'll say, my wife's in the hospital.
Man. Anyway.
Get through anything.
so yeah,
Imagine being that
was
guy,
last night.
though. Your wife is in the hospital.
All you wanted
You're
was
just
some
trying to
ramen.
get
But
ramen?
6:45, you got to go get some food before
Yo.
her surgery. You get there 1 minute before they close. They're like, they shut the door in your face.
But
Your wife's in the
There's-
hospital. You're not thinking. You argue with them. You didn't realize you've been there for 20 minutes. Some huge dude starts threatening to beat you up.
But that's he sat and like chilled and enjoyed his ramen. I'm like, but what did the hospital have to do with it? I just don't. What was that? That was just excess info.
I think it's just I'm stressed.
I'm going through a lot.
I think
Yeah.
sometimes you get put in a situation and you weren't playing. I mean, honestly, they probably should have just some of the fucking ramen. Like,
He's so stressed. He's not even realizing that ramen place is closed. Within a mile, there's 15 other ramen spots.
There actually were.
Yeah,
Yeah, but his wife's in the hospital.
But-
yeah, not in that part of
He's
town.
not thinking clearly. There's a hospital over there.
And then there's 15 other ramen spots too.
But there are times that you gotta cut your losses. You know, the other day I went to the Padre game and I paid for parking ahead of time. And then so I went to the game, had a great time. Leaving the parking structure, the guy was like, you owe $6 more. It's like, $6 more? It was like pay a flat fee to get in, and I paid the flat fee. Sorry, $6 more. I'm like, okay.
Or else what?
Well, he wouldn't let me out. So I'm like, okay, so like, here's my debit card, I guess. And so like, he scans it, and then a lady runs up, I'm like, whoa. Did you already pay the pre thing? I'm like, yeah. She's like, oh yeah. Like, he already paid. You don't need to charge him extra money. You don't need to do that. And he's
Yeah.
like, well, I already charged him. And the lady's like, yeah, this machine doesn't get refunds. Okay, sorry. And I just was just like,
You guys just robbed me.
yeah, I was like, it's $6. It's not the end of the world. But also I was like, well, fuck this. Fuck this.
Yeah.
And so
You
I
deserve to say fuck you to that
I
guy's
just sat there like,
face.
but the $6, and then I look back and see Slayer in the sea. I'm like, let's just go. Like, I mean, I'm gonna cut my losses. What am I gonna do? It's $6, but also like, fuck. Well, that
I
sucks.
feel like in that situation, all you can do is just go, fuck,
Yeah.
and then drive away.
Well, you're kind of entitled to it.
Right.
You know? Well, it's like,
they would understand.
yeah,
gotta
it's
let
like, well,
loose.
you can't give money back.
Yeah.
I'm going to yell fuck right
Yeah,
now.
well,
just
fuck
so
me,
you know.
I guess. I don't know.
How could they, I don't think they could see you and go like, no, don't do that. They'd be like, yeah.
I feel like that's the only appropriate response.
Yeah. You got a stapler or a Sharpie, something in that booth? Fucking hand it over. I'm getting something.
I would have, that's like a personal, I don't know how to say this. I would have like given you my personal $6 when that happened. Like, I just feel like I would have been like that. Wow. Like, I put you in a fucking spot. here. I don't know.
It was fucking bonkers, but you know, it was $6, and I guess I'll move on with my life.
No, but it's still like the principle of it.
it was, and it really was
ugh.
like, if I just would have paused another 10 seconds, not giving you
Yeah.
my card, I would have had $6 more in my life.
I
but
feel like that's the type of story that ends up on the news. Like parking attendant shot after altercation at the baseball game, and you never get the kernel that started it. Honestly, the machine was broken. They wouldn't give me my $6 back. I got so pissed off.
The day started, he couldn't
Escalated.
get his ramen because he showed up late.
Yeah.
His wife's in the hospital. They
It's in
took
the
his
hospital.
$6.
Then the fucking last straw, the camel's back.
used to have rules.
And it's so weird because we both had prepaid parking bullshit happen to us. Because I did that for our, I went with Johnny to the Paul McCartney concert. Did that for that. It was like, yeah, I heard at this place it's a good idea to buy that ahead of time. And then when I got there, there was a problem, so they just went, yeah, just come on, you could park. They ushered us to the front row, and it's like, I already paid for it. Can someone? I don't.
so it would have been
I don't want to
free.
pay. Yeah, what if I hadn't done that, I
If
should
you,
have shown
if you
up.
hadn't planned ahead, you would park for free.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you got what you paid for. Good parking.
Yeah,
but
true.
the no one's
Now,
seeing the thing.
here's the real question, and I know it's going long, so we'll end it soon. But
Yeah.
did Paul play temporary secretary?
That's a good question.
I need to know.
This show, it was great to see Paul McCartney, and it was that arena that they played at is brand
Yeah,
new.
SoFi Stadium.
SoFi
Yeah,
Stadium is
brand new.
very cool. It was the exact same show as San Diego.
Was it
when we
really?
saw it. Was yeah.
Wow.
There were a lot of things online that were like it was like they just like quickly threw this back together.
Same stories you told and everything?
Almost exactly. The one difference that was really cool, one difference is in the encore, he played I've Got a Feeling like he did on the rooftop concert, and John Lennon backed him up. Like they had him on video, and
From Beyond the Grave.
yeah, it was, you heard Haunted Mansion music come in, and then but it was, they had the footage playing, and John Lennon did all, everybody had a good year.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, like they were going off each other.
Oh, cool.
And then when it was over, he told the story of what happened with that, and he said Peter Jackson worked on this Get Back documentary, and then gave me all these files. He's like, here you go. And it's like, what? And he's like, I isolated all of John Lennon's parts on these songs. And Paul's like, okay, what? Why do I need this?
Yeah.
And he said, well, now he can back you up on tour. And that was it. It's literally all the video assets with Paul removed, and it's just John. It was really cool.
That's
that
really
was
cool.
dope. Everything else was the same as it was at the San Diego.
I wasn't there, but I heard about this, and Paul looked at Peter Jackson and said, "What about George?" And Peter Jackson went, "Fuck him,"
Yeah. Yeah.
Him and the Maharishi.
He told that story on stage.
and that was it.
Hey, just fuck him. It's not good.
They only do John.
And then Ringo is like in the audience. Well, I'm actually here. Yeah, fuck off.
No one gives a fuck.
Security, get him out.
Yeah, get him out, please. He's annoying me.
Well, that's cool.
I
It was a great show when I saw it 5 years ago. So
mean, don't get me wrong. Great show. Johnny hadn't seen any of that. So
Yeah, that's cool for Johnny.
Definitely.
Johnny, what'd you think?
Sorry, it was fantastic. I had a great time.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything else I could add to that. But
I really feel like if he comes back to San Diego, I wanted to take my kids. I feel like that's
Yeah.
something like, hey, one day you'll tell this story that you saw this guy
You
play.
saw John Lennon.
Yeah, well, no.
Oh, okay.
But
Virtual
but,
Lennon.
virtual, yeah. But I just feel like to do that will cost me thousands of dollars. So I don't know.
That was a one and done thing for me, where I was like so glad I got to do that.
Yeah.
But that I'm good.
I was gonna say though, they do play a I don't know if he wants me to tell this, but screw it. My dad was at this show, but he was on his own thing. He did like a VIP thing.
Yeah.
Because he's like,
Oh.
you know what? I've always wanted to do it where you get to like go to watch their sound check, and you get it was a
yeah.
whole experience. He's like, you know what? Screw it. I'm doing that. Kind of a special thing. So he did that, and I was messaging him, how's it going? Because I could hear sound check from outside when we were kind of lining up to go in. And they were playing a lot of deep cuts and stuff like that. He's like, this is awesome. I think he was recording some of it and got in trouble at one point.
Shouldn't
Like they
do
were
that.
like, oh, we don't want you filming the whole thing. It was like, okay. But I was like, so how's everything going? He's like, well, yeah, they played. It was great, but we're like backstage right now, and they offered us like the whole crew is like, there's a buffet back here for like crew and us because we're like VIP backstage and stuff. I was like, oh, that's awesome. He's like, no. I'm like, what do you mean no? He's like, Paul wanted a vegan buffet.
Oh no!
I was like, oh, well, I mean, any good stuff? And he sent me a picture of his dinner. We'll put this on the screen. I'm assuming it's okay.
I got to see this.
I could just
Well,
guess.
why didn't he get more? It's a buffet. You can take as much as you want.
As much as you want.
It looks like rabbit poop on a little plate.
He got 3 rolls of bread
Teeny tiny little roll.
and some butter.
No veg.
Vegan butter, I'm guessing.
My dad does not adventure out very much with his cuisine, so I guess he was intimidated by all the.
I got to
vegan
know what was
options.
being served. What did he pass up? They had to have noodles,
Carrots.
Did they?
I don't know.
soup.
I'll find out. I think I heard there were Beyond Burgers, but I think he didn't know what that was.
Quite delicious.
Beyond Burgers are
Beyond
good.
Burger's fucking great.
But I don't know if he
McCartney's
knew.
food.
I don't
Of
know
course
if he
it was
was like
delicious.
in tune with that whole situation.
Paul
but,
eats the best.
But there is a twist here, as you if you're seeing the image there. There is butter with those rolls.
Vegan butter.
I think he discovered that the butter was not actual butter. I was told that once he applied it to the bread, it didn't taste right.
He ruined his bread.
No offense to your dad, but this was like a plate one of my kids would have made when they were like 3.
Yeah. Oh man. And Johnny and I had much better cuisine.
See, this is what I wanted to get into.
Wait a second.
You
There were
guys
no-
were. Oh, real quick, I just want to point out that you guys were researching the food options
Yes.
at SoFi Stadium a
Yes.
full 3 weeks before going
Yes.
to the event.
Because when Paul played it, we have a relatively new baseball stadium here in San Diego, Petco Park, and they went all in on the food. It's a newer stadium with they got Lucha Libre, they got Phil's
Sure.
Barbecue. I guess those closed now, but now they've got Din Tai Fung. They've got they went all in on the food. So I thought, well, LA is going to do that for sure. And so we ate a really long cheeseburger.
You got the long burger.
Yeah.
You were showing me the long. What was it called? A
Long
chopped
cheeseburger.
cheese?
No, that's not what this was.
That's not what this was.
No, it was just a long cheeseburger. It was like a McDonald's.
Ew.
It was like a McDonald's
hot dog
cheeseburger, but no, longer than that. It was
Oh my god!
It looks disgusting.
Was it good?
no.
Oh,
How much was it?
Did you finish it?
$12,
Oh,
maybe,
okay.
something like that. I mean, I was hungry. Yeah.
Tastes like shit, and the
what
portions
about
are
the
great.
food?
They had. I mean, yeah, that arena had like that and chips and cookie,
no.
but those were sold out.
So they had shit food there.
Yeah, it was like, you guys really couldn't have gone a little further on that. So I sent that to my dad. I sent that picture to my dad as a joke. And he was like, unironically, I wish I was up there eating
Oh
that
my
with you
God.
guys. I
Oh
can't. I
my
can't.
god.
So, but
Paul's Buffet or that gas station hamburger.
yo, you want to eat the same stuff a beetle is eating? No. Where's that long McDonald's
How did
cheeseburger?
Super
so
Bowl
my question?
leftovers.
How did the vegan buffet not have mashed potatoes or French fries?
I guess they didn't.
You know,
Probably carrot
far
sticks
as I
and
know.
celery.
fucking
If they had
wow,
mashed
dude.
potatoes,
Hummus.
I would be losing my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost
Just have a
That's
mashed potato
vegan.
dinner,
That's
dude.
vegan.
I would have your dad bring me a scoop so I could save it.
Well, yeah, Kevin has a particular thing for that because we both were a big fan of an old YouTube favorite that we found was Paul teaches you how to make mashed potatoes.
Oh, yeah.
Where he does a special thing. So if they had Paul's taters there, we would have.
They probably did, honestly.
Probably.
Yeah.
Dad, wow, dude, didn't
but,
trust it.
But thankfully, when the show was over, we were greeted outside the gates by all the LA vendors selling bacon wrapped hot dogs
Fuck
on the street.
yeah. Love that.
So we were, and so Johnny and I ate those, and I was legitimately like, this is so much fresher than any of the food in that stadium. It legitimately, this is just cooked around a random sidewalk, and it is so much better than any of the food in this massive arena.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It's so funny
was
that they
tasty.
didn't do the food thing. Like they're building a new stadium where the Chargers used to play called Snapdragon Stadium.
yeah.
Oh, because of Qualcomm?
Qualcomm's gone.
But their Snapdragon chip
the
is
naming
what they
rights.
named it
Yeah,
after?
yeah, yeah.
That's interesting. It's named after not a bank, but a fucking like processor chip.
Yeah.
The microchip.
Yeah.
But
So is
they-
Qualcomm.
They
Yeah.
just announced like the food that's going to be there, and
Oh,
it's
really?
all like
Oh, it's
Lucha
legit.
Libre
Oh,
or
really?
like Hodads or like whatever.
San Diego favorite.
San Diego favorite. It's all like same kind of thing. It's like I thought everyone was just doing
Yeah,
that.
I don't know what. That's what I thought. That's the new thing to
LA
do.
is known for like good food.
That's what I'm saying. They could have. I feel like they could have pulled all. They
you
could have had
fucked
like.
up.
They could have had like sugarfish sushi in there.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what's happening? They got a long
Biscuit
burger.
bitch.
Yeah, get biscuit bitch in there. That's
hat.
Get all
that's
the
Seattle.
bitches in
That's
there.
Seattle.
Get a hat.
The
Listen,
hat.
I love going to these stadiums. I love going. I'll be going later this month to Vegas to
Double
see
or Nothing.
Double or Nothing
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah.
the Verizon Amphitheater at Mandalay Bay.
Yeah.
Right.
These events, I live for them. And in fact, you're lucky if you're watching this because we're going to have a virtual version of such an event coming up
Yeah.
this Friday,
oh my god, that's soon. Yeah.
May
Friday.
20th.
This Friday?
Yep.
This Friday, we're going to be doing the first ever Mega Mania! Woo, baby! yeah, baby! Woo! Woo! We're going to be hosting a exclusive stream for our Patreon Tier 3 supporters. You guys on Patreon Tier 3 have been sticking with us through thick and thin. You've been keeping us going, supporting us all throughout the pandemic. As
yeah.
many of you know, we do have a Patreon. And there's many tiers there. And at the highest tier, we like to offer prizes and gifts and cool stuff for everybody on that tier. We've been running into some issues, some supply train issues.
Yeah, the world's still fucked by COVID.
Just like everybody out there, every small business out there is struggling to get physical merchandise in and out and shipped out to people. So we wanted to compensate by offering a digital product. So we are doing this exclusive stream to our tier 3 supporters.
That's right.
People who have been supporting us for years. And we're happy to do this for them. I feel like this stream is going to be awesome. I think they're actually going to be really happy for it.
Yeah.
And it's happening this Friday.
Yeah.
If you are interested in seeing that stream, you can still sign up at Patreon, at our Patreon, and join in. It's going to be a wrestling tournament.
That's right.
A digital wrestling tournament. You see, we've been playing Friend Dimension for a while, and a couple months ago, I got the new WWE 2K22 game, and I've been loving it. And I've been fucking around in it.
Yeah.
And on a whim, I started creating the guys here. I started with Rocco and Garrett. I don't know why. You guys just have such an iconic look.
Yeah.
And I was so
Your
proud.
first character
I was
creator.
so proud of, I feel like I got you guys.
Yeah. You came in excited.
I came in excited because I spent all night watching you guys beat the shit out of each other. And I was fucking laughing my ass off. And Johnny was there with me. It was so entertaining.
Yeah.
You were hitting each other with chairs. You were throwing each other off of fucking buildings. You were going through tables.
Way better than a Creator
You were
Clash.
slapping each other. You were taunting the crowd. It was fucking amazing. I felt inspired. I took the next 4 weeks. Nobody asked me to do this.
No.
It was just my nightly. I would come home and I'd go in this character creator. I made every single person in this building, and I didn't stop there. And then I found out there was a tournament mode. You could do a King of the Ring tournament where you can actually simulate one-on-one matches all the way to the top to see who is the champion. And but there's only 6 people here, and you need 8 people to do a tournament.
Yeah.
Who could I make?
I don't know.
Who could I make? I needed 2 more. Well, I made Eric.
Oh.
So Eric is going to be in the tournament.
Our dear friend Eric
Yeah.
Badur.
And one more mystery fighter. And you're going to have to tune into the stream to see who the final fighter is. But if you are a true Mega64 fan, you are either going to be rooting for this person to win the whole thing, or you're going to hate that this person is in the competition.
Wow.
It's going to be fun.
Hell
it's
yeah.
this Friday, Mega Mania. Tune into it. We're going to be there cutting promos on each other, talking shit to each other, hyping up these matches one-on-one. Then we're going to simulate the matches, see who wins. We're going to get an interview afterwards with the champion, and we're going to see who comes out on top. The number 1 undisputed
I'm
champion
so glad
of Mega Mania.
that I don't have to control myself because I would fail at that. I'm glad to sit back and watch it. So that I'm very excited.
I think that your heart is going to be racing when it's your match. I think that it's going to be more exciting than it sounds on paper.
Right.
It's going to be fun.
I also want to say that this is one of 3 streams that we're going to do for this tier, for this Patreon package or whatever.
Yeah. Tier
Correct.
3, you're getting 2 other events coming up soon.
We
too,
haven't
so
announced
stay
those yet, but
tuned.
this is the first one.
Stay tuned on that info.
And, I do want to reiterate, this stream was designed as something to give our tier 3 supporters who have been supporting us in the past and continue to, but we are opening it up to new tier 3 Patreon supporters as well. So if you want to get in on the stream, you can. It is available to you if you're interested.
A great time.
Yeah,
It'll be fun.
it's not so exclusive that you can't see it. If you want, there is access to it. So
A great time to get into any tier of the Patreon and get access to version 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. You get all
Those
kinds
are
of stuff.
all on digitally.
Yep.
you get Friend Dimension. This was kind of originally intended to be a Friend Dimension, but it grew into a bigger thing. You get episodes of Movie Club. So check out the Mega64 Patreon, support us, and keep us going. We appreciate everybody who checks that out.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much the end of the podcast.
Yeah, we do want to say too, though, we also did announce, this is a little further down the pipeline, but on June 4th, we're doing another 64 day.
Oh my gosh.
So
Happy
come join
anniversary,
us,
everyone.
celebrating yet another year of Mega 64. We made it. We're going to celebrate with an all-day stream that day too. So,
19
we got
years
a bunch
and
of stuff
counting.
coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to have a lot more to say about that in the coming weeks.
Yeah, hell
So
yeah.
stay tuned. We're doing Mega Mania this Friday and
Yeah.
6-4 Day coming up real soon in just a few weeks.
Hell yeah.
A lot of things are happening over here at Mega64, and we are firing all cylinders. And let me tell you, we're going to fucking unload on you. When you see the shit we've been cooking up, it's going to make your mind pop.
You're not ready.
That's true.
They're not ready.
They ain't ready. So get ready. You have
Get
a couple-
ready.
Get Reggie.
Couple
Get
weeks to
Reggie.
get ready.
And get ready.
Get Reggie.
Get Reggie. And we will see you Friday night.
Do you have like a sign off? You go like,
We'll see you then. Good night.
Howie Mandel style.
I can't believe it, Excalibur. That was crazy.
We're not doing the fade anymore. That's that.